All right. So, whom do we have
Oh God.
for this post run that we have decided to undertake for the Dockmaster to the folks who are logging 30 miles away? Who do we have?
I genuinely thought you said Dark Master, and I was like,
yes, Schweg. Schweg is secretly the Dark Master of the Western Marches from the pub on the docks. She runs this nefarious. I'm just going to make this a note. Schweg is evil.
smuggling ring, perhaps.
Yeah, the most boring smuggling ring ever, where she's just like
illegal cats.
Happens.
Yeah, illegal cats. Yeah,
Mhm.
they're just like tribbles on Klingon on Kronos.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Illegal cats.
They're technically an invasive species.
Already, this game has gone west. Okay, right.
I mean, to.
Yeah, exactly. So who have we got? Graham, tell us. We'll start with you because I know you.
Yeah, no worries. So I've got Kalon Korathon, who is I think I picked bronze dragonborn, who's mostly here to see what's out there and have some adventures. He's quite chilled and laid back, and I might try and do an Australian accent, but I can't really do an Australian accent in the slightest. So it'll probably be like 2 words of somewhat not my accent, and then straight into my accent.
That sounds like me.
Sounds about right.
All right, who's next? Who else? Who's going on this post run with Kalon?
Sure, I'll go ahead.
All right.
You've got Brina, who is a Goliath bard or a Jotun in this setting.
Yeah.
She's basically training to be a skald, a storyteller of adventures and journeys and history, and just basically trying to find what's more so outside of the standard tribes and villages from the south.
Cool.
Seeing what's come to the Western Marches.
Awesome. Who's next?
Okay, I'll go next.
All right.
I am role playing Dax, who is a thrall, which looks like a little grey. It's 3 foot tall. It weighs about 3 stone. It's classed as small. It has grey skin, slightly glittery, big head, large black eyes, and has nowhere home. And its home was destroyed. So Dax is now come here to try and make a living, really, and see what's out there. It's very curious, bit timid. It's genderless, so I'm going to try and use the they them pronouns. But I'm terrible with pronouns, so do forgive me if I get my own characters wrong.
Okay, I'm sure Dax will forgive you. And finally, Mel, who's your character?
Serena is a gold dragonborn. Interesting that you both went for dragonborn.
So I went for a dragonborn with a tail, by the way. What about yourself?
Oh no, I didn't have a tail. No. But yeah, I went for a gold dragonborn. She's very curious, quite kind of naive, and just kind of really wants to go exploring and earning some gold, pretty much. So that's kind of the reason why she's there. She's done, I feel like she's probably done a little bit of mercenary work, but like not a huge amount. She's because they're still only level 1.
I mean, yeah, it would have been a really long journey to come from wherever all of you, because none of you are human, and Swan Pass, Journdaholt is like a predominantly human place. So you folks would have all come like miles, months, maybe in some cases, to get across the land to get to this weird little corner of the weird little nation locked in the mountains. And they're like, come and find cool stuff. You can keep it. It's basically what they're saying. Come, you can keep it, or we'll buy it off you for gold.
Can't argue with gold.
You can't argue with gold. So right on the edge of these. I think I did the maths on the map. It's something like a 200 by 300 mile chunk of a nation that is just, well, previously it's been explored, but because of civil war, oppressive regime, blah blah blah, nobody knows really what's out there. Allegedly, a lot of wizards used to live out around here, which did not necessarily mean that they provided any sort of infrastructure, because they can go, I'm going to my tower, and they can take the stuff with them. And then there's no roads and people have to schlep across the thing. So yeah, so there's this largely, hugely unexplored place. And that distance is really just the distance above land as well. There's got to be underground things or towers and weird stuff. They go right up into the mountains. There's a glacier up there. Theoretically, there could be villages and all kinds of stuff. And the folks of the nation are a bit like, yeah, we don't know either. Go find out. Do that for us.
Go do some exploration.
Yeah. So this group of 4 non-humans set out. So the place we're leaving is Swampass. We've agreed to take some post, some 30 miles along the river to a logging camp. This logging camp used to be much closer to the town, but they've logged, so they've moved. And what they do is they spend like 3 or 4 days chopping down stuff. They float it all down to the river on a specific day of the week. They pull all the logs out at the other end. The logs get shipped further into town to rebuild stuff that got blown up, destroyed, burnt down, whatever, during civil war. So that they're basically just moving further and further away from town. 30 miles or so, like, it's really easy to find. Like, you literally just follow the river. So there's limited chance of getting lost unless there's a big storm. And as this is a West Marches game, we're going to roll and find out what the weather is like this week.
Oh boy.
Yeah. So who would like to be the first person to roll a dice this campaign?
Mel.
No.
You start on the dice, man. You have to.
Yeah, sure. I'll do it. What
All
do I
right,
need?
so we're going to roll a d6 first.
D6. There's a 3.
That sounds sunny to me.
There is a light snow.
Oh.
Oh, well, that's
Cool.
I'm quite happy with that.
Yeah, there is a light snow across the area, which is, I guess, fitting for the start of the year in the winter.
New Year.
Yeah. Doesn't do anything necessarily, like, obviously, like, heavy snow would obscure and make things difficult to see, and heavy winds would make ranged combat difficult and all that kind of stuff. But a light snow is just annoying enough. Should you wish to make any survival checks to follow trails, you'd have advantage because of the snow.
Very nice.
Yes.
And then the next thing we need to decide is how we're gonna get there, because it's 30 miles, which let me just double check. You could take a fast pace and get there in a day, or you could take a normal pace and it'd be about a day and a half of walking.
That's not too bad. Day and a half.
Day and a half.
Day and a
Day and
half.
a half.
Do they have
sounds
a
good.
boat we can borrow?
Um,
It's downriver, isn't it? Or maybe it's upriver. 'cause
no,
there's
it's
no close
upriver
stuff.
because
Yeah.
it comes down from the mountains and they send the logs down that way. They don't have a boat you could borrow. No.
We
Besides,
can do one. I'm joking.
taking it at a good travel pace rather than rushing it means you can take in the sights, taking the sounds, taking the stories.
Mhm.
And we can start mapping as well. We can start creating a little map for ourselves.
Yeah, get the lie of the
Indeed.
land. All right. So we're going to take a normal pace. Just kind of take our time. It means we are going to camp out in the wilderness for one night.
We need to
So
sort our equipment and stuff, don't we?
yeah,
Can
so
I
we
carry
should
my stuff?
just take a moment to make sure we've got like some kind of tent or that kind of stuff, bedroll, those sort of things.
Mhm.
It is
I do.
snowing. If it gets more snowy, if the weather gets worse during the walk, during the march, we might get wet. So we should make sure we've got some stuff to make fires and things if that's our.
So I don't have a tent, but I do have a bedroll.
All right.
As do I.
Well,
I
Also, if anyone
wanted
needs
to sell my shield to be able to buy a tent and buy some stuff.
Yep. Absolutely do it.
Cool. Because I have a shield and I don't require a shield because I have a two-handed weapon, so
Excellent.
that would be a bit useless.
Yeah. How
Um,
much is a tent? As all the books are downstairs and I am not.
I
It's
think
on
about
D&D Beyond, I know that, 'cause
25
I
gold, I
looked at
think.
it.
25 gold. All right.
Game
Nice.
rules. Equipment.
Tent 2-person is sorry, 2 gold, not 25. What am
I was
I
going to
thinking?
say I'm sleeping outside for that. So, yeah.
Two gold
oh,
and it weighs 20 pounds.
20-pound weight though, yeah.
I can carry it, it's fine.
I can lug it on my
carry
shoulders.
That.
So,
As I'm
I don't
so
mind
small,
chipping in for a tent, but I probably can't carry it because everything is so heavy.
I can carry it for you, it's okay.
Oh,
I can
perfect.
I can still carry another 65 pounds.
Really?
I've
I'm a-
got
I'm a
about
gold- I'm a
100
Jotun.
pounds that I
I get
can
double
still
the
carry.
capacity.
yeah, I'm pretty weak.
Yeah, I can barely carry anything.
So
I'm
if anyone needs me
strong.
to carry their backpack, let me know.
Same.
Dax just walking backwards, pulling a pack.
I'm
I'll just add a
dying
custom
to
item.
just sit on someone's shoulder, and that's not right because I'm not Pog. It's from another role play. Sits on everyone's shoulder.
Just carry me.
Uh,
Carry me. Just jumps up in there. Carry me.
does anyone want me to carry their backpack? I can do it quite easy.
I'm okay with the backpack. I just need someone to carry a tent for me, I think.
Oh, I don't have a backpack. I think I need one, don't I?
You
Yeah,
should
just-
get one in your starting equipment. Most folks come with a backpack.
I didn't get one. Why didn't I pick one?
I can get a little tent's a 2-person tent, and I can have a
Mhm.
tent, and then I can carry it as well, and then we should be good.
Looks like you don't have a lot of your starting equipment.
Who, me?
Yeah, Dylan, you've got
well,
some
that's
clothes, a dagger,
difficult.
and a quarterstaff.
Oh, two
Um,
God.
daggers. Why have I got 2 daggers?
So,
A manage inventory container.
Yeah, because you should get a pack of some description.
Yeah,
I want to buy it.
explorers or adventurers or something.
maybe it's because what did you pick as your background? Far traveler, yeah. You got,
Yes.
Might have just missed it because it's one of the
Oh, no.
selectables.
Shall I add an explorer's pack? I probably have missed it, haven't I?
Let's have a look and see what, because you'll get more than just that.
Yeah, you get like a
quick,
bedroll and a
quick.
best kit and rations and stuff.
Yeah, you give me lots of
Backgrounds.
items.
Give you stuff.
Nice
I have a
heavy
magic
thing.
item.
No. Oh, what is Far Traveler in? What is the source for Far Traveler?
For traveler, will be.
Oh, I thought I could click and it'll take me, but it doesn't.
Didn't know. All right.
Sword Coast.
Sword Coast. All right. So you get one set of traveler's clothes. Any one musical instrument or gaming set you are proficient with.
Oh, dice. I like dice.
All right.
I'll
Oh
write this
no.
down and read it.
I'll just copy it out the thing and put it in the chat. Poorly wrought maps from a homeland that depict where you are in Faerun. We're not in Faerun, so it's just some random maps from somewhere
Yeah.
else.
Random map.
A small piece of jewelry worth 10 gold in the style of your homeland's craftsmanship,
Oh,
and a pouch containing 5 gold pieces. And then
at Christmas.
yeah. And then what do you get? Your pack will come from your class. So you can have a Dungeoneer's pack or an Explorer's pack.
Oh, explorer's pack.
Okay. Because
I
I've
like
helped
it.
so many people make characters. That's on page 151. That's on page 151. And then you also get, and I don't know whether you've got these on your sheet, you get a light crossbow with 20 bolts or any simple weapon.
Yeah.
Stuff,
I've got
yeah.
quarter staff.
Oh, you got this quarterstaff.
Yeah.
A sorcerer does come with 2 daggers. That's why you've got 2.
Ah.
There you go. And you also get 5 gold pieces.
Yay. Oh,
There you
thank
go.
you very much. Thank you.
There's all Dax's stuff. These weird maps. I've got
He's a
maps.
Weird maps.
Lots of them.
Just loads,
Telekinesis.
loads of maps. Where is that though? I don't know.
It's just got it.
I've just took it with me on the way out. All right. So we're all tooled up. We're ready for, so it's going to be about 3 days walking because a day and a half there, whatever we do on the way, and a day and a half back. So we've got some rations and that kind of stuff if we need that. We've got torches or tinder boxes, whatever else stuff we need. And we're all putting it on Brynner because they're a Jotun.
Or me.
Oh, or Serena, because they're hench. Excellent. All right. There's a couple of things we can get up to while we're walking. We can no, we can't fish. Silly
Any tackle or anything.
So we can keep an eye out for danger. I don't think we're searching for anything in specific object. So I don't think searching is useful. We don't really need to navigate, but it might be worth having somebody in charge of that if you want, because all we got to do is make sure we keep the river on our right until we find people. And then when we finish there, we need to keep the river on our left till we find a town. That's our navigation.
The best sort of navigation. Nice and easy.
Easy navigation. We could forage, which would potentially bulk up our rations for the trip. We don't need to track anything. Obviously, someone can draw a map. And then if you've not got anything you specifically want to do, you can help somebody else.
I think we should forage because food is expensive as hell.
Yeah.
Or rather, rations are. And the running around type of food is free.
Aye, not a bad shout.
Well, Daxwood Forest is they are vegetarian.
Okay.
So you can have a little forage around for some nuts and berries and some.
What's the like? Do we have like fauna like deers or drop bears?
So mostly close to Swampast. It's more like a hilly sort of landscape, rather than like mountainous yet. But as you get further and further out, it does get a little bit more mountainous, and then eventually Arctic. But yeah, there are like deer, rabbits, that kind of stuff happening.
Well, seems a swell time for a barbie, so I would like to take a couple of pot shots at some deer.
All right. So you specifically trying to find deer or just food?
The size, like enough food that would feed us for a day or two in the shape of one beast. So, you know, if I miss it, I'm not making 6 of them mad.
6 just come charging at you.
Run!
All right. So we're going to set off. We've got Kalan is going to try and do some foraging as he goes, specifically looking out for meaty things. Dylan, did you say Dax is going to forage and specifically look for vegetarian things?
Yes. Yeah.
All right. So he's got his little basket or something, lifted the side of his jacket up, and he's like putting things in that as he walks along. What is? Oh God.
I'll probably give him a hand with that one. Yeah.
Okay. Give him advantage. And Serena, are you what do you
if they've kind of got the food situation sorted, I'm probably going to keep an eye on where we're going and how to get there, etc.
Okay, so you're just sort of paying attention, having a look around.
Crocodiles.
Looking for crocodiles. Are they a big thing from the Dominion of Korra? They just around the corner everywhere you go. Crocodiles.
Please don't do an Australian accent, because then I have to do an Australian accent and you don't want to hear that.
Well, I mean, mine would be terrible anyway. Just call everything like a croco.
Croco. Foodo.
Yeah.
Walko. Daxo, buddy. Daxo, buddy. All right, so we spend the first 4 hours of the day. We set off. We've got this mule that's laden up with a bunch of stuff for Schwag. We're going to walk along with the mule. The mule, you gather, as you set off, has done this route more than once. Like the mule's like, all right, let's go. You know, in the way of like that sort of pack animals. Like, all right, yeah, we're doing this one. All right, fine. And it's got like you can see there's a couple of sacks that have got clearly paper goods like letters and parcels and things in that are being sent out this way. And then there's like a small barrel of some sort of liquid. You gather it's probably some sort of spirit. And there are a few other little weird parcels and boxes on there as well, which are probably like axe heads and that kind of thing, just to resupply the loggers out this way. We set off. So we set off. We take 4 hours. Let's see. Wisdom survival check for the folks who are foraging.
Cool. Do you want to do yours first?
Oh, 16.
16. Excellent. All right. Give me a D6 roll, please.
D6. Can you see it when I roll it?
I can do, yeah. Hang on.
1.
1. And what is your wisdom modifier?
It is none.
None. All right. So you find about like a pound of berries and things to eat, which, could keep you going for most of the day.
While we're picking them, can I use my telekinesis instead of actually picking them with my hands?
Oh, they're just floating off bushes and off the ground, and it looks.
It's invisible mage hand, and he doesn't need to speak or move. It just happens. So.
Just these berries flying out the snow-covered bushes at you, into your.
Can I do that? That'd be good.
Absolutely, yeah.
That's what's happening.
So yeah, you find so it's enough for you. It might not be enough for everybody else, but it's enough for Dax for a bit.
Someone was helping me, weren't they? Who was it who was helping me? Kalan. Were you helping
I
me?
think Kalan's specifically looking for meaty things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I was helping you. Bruno was helping you. So you do have advantage.
So yeah, you could roll your survival check again if you want, but you did pass, so you don't necessarily need to.
Yeah. Should we roll it anyway? Just see what happens.
Just check.
If you're
just
not 20.
14.
14. So the other one was better. There we
Yeah.
go. All right, Kalan.
All right, let's see then. I get a 14.
14. Excellent. Yeah. All right. Roll me a d6.
A 3.
A 3. Wow. So Kalan probably does take down some sort of small deer or something.
One of those muntjac ones.
Yeah, I guess like
goat.
4 pounds of food.
Cool. It's pre-cooked.
Oh right, okay.
I was firebolting it. I didn't realize I was just going to roll a dice for it. I thought you'd see it. I'd be like, cool. I try and pre-cook-o.
You pre-cook it. Is
Okay.
that the way?
It is. Yeah.
I thought you meant you were using your fire breath then.
No, I don't have fire breath. I have a different kind.
Oh,
Okay.
Oh dear.
I know,
I mean,
yeah.
I could probably cook it with that. I just don't know. It'd be more. Yeah. But yeah, so I will lightly toast it with a firebolt.
Okay. Good effort. Good effort, Kalan. Let me open up another tab. 75 million tabs. So yeah, our first sort of 4 hours of walking in the light snow. It's not too bad. We're all wrapped up. We find food, we find game, and we just sort of continue onwards. Where are we in here? Oh. Let's see. That and that. All right. So as we're setting up, or maybe as Kalan is indeed sort of collecting his game from like this sort of corpse of trees, a bunch of weird small looking birds begin like flying straight towards you.
Towards me or the group?
Yeah, towards you and this carcass you've just harvested.
Ah, cool. It's like piranhas, but birds.
Yeah.
I will take the time to cast Mage Armor on myself.
All right, you didn't do that when you got up this morning?
No, told you I was laid back.
All right, okay, so laid back, you're just like, oh,
Christ.
okay.
Yeah, and if anyone's near me, I'd be like, whoa, look at this.
Okay, so you call out to folks as you see these birds flying out towards you. Does anybody have nature? Are they proficient in nature?
No, I'm not.
Nature.
Nope.
No?
Oh,
All right.
I've got +1 in nature.
Oh, nice. Are you
That'll-
proficient in it though?
Yeah,
Yeah.
be from intelligence, I assume.
Yeah,
Right.
it is.
+2, but no proficiency.
So as these birds get closer to you, you see that they are quite scraggly looking. They look more like bats with a really long sort of what you thought was a beak is some sort of like long weird mouth.
Proboscis.
Yeah, like a long weird mouth flying towards you. So you get to do collectively we get to do one thing. If we don't do something, there's a very likely potential we're going to roll an initiative.
Oh,
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Bear with me 2 seconds. Ah, cool. So I know what I want to do, but if anyone else wants to say what they want to do first, okay.
I mean,
So
Serena's
any kind of
basically going to
shelter?
take up a protective
You're gonna-
stance over the mule.
Okay, you're going to go and stand over the pack mule.
That's a
Yeah,
good
Pack
idea.
animal.
Sure.
Yeah, I probably imagine given that we're probably not that far away, but like your shout probably echoes through, I imagine.
Yeah.
I am
Yeah.
quite a big, like dragon bones are quite big things, aren't they? So I don't think
Yeah.
I'm quiet.
Yeah.
I'm gonna cast message
Okay.
and just be. So what's got you going? You can reply.
Yeah, I'd just be like, don't know, some battos. No worries though.
I love that accent.
It's not going to stay the same. It'll be different every time I open my mouth.
Different every.
Every short rest.
Every
Yeah,
short rest,
yeah.
And is Dax doing anything, or are they just happy like eating some berries?
I'm not sure. Did Dax notice?
I mean, Calon has made a bit of a flaming galah.
All right. I'll look. Is there anywhere? If I look up and see this, is there anywhere, any kind of shelter we can nearby that we could get to, or Dax could get to from these flying things?
There's nothing that's going to give you like full cover.
Mm.
You could probably find like a bank or something, or down by the side by the river, because we're quite close to the river. You can
Yeah.
kind of dive left a bit and get a bit of cover, but there's nothing that's going to give you full
Nothing
cover.
solid.
Hide
I'll-
underwater.
Yeah, you could jump under the water. It's very cold though. I wouldn't recommend it.
Refreshing is what we call that.
Oh, okay.
Very refreshing.
Well, I mean, absolutely.
Don't feel refreshed. I'll follow the Dragonborn I was with. Was it Brynner?
Jotun. Yeah.
Yeah. I'll
Serena's
follow
the
them.
other dragonborn.
Yeah, so he's saying he's not a dragonborn, he's a Jotun.
Jotun. Sorry, Matt. I've got my notes.
Goliath.
Goliath.
basically.
Yeah, it's Goliath.
Yeah,
It's
I've
Goliath.
got
If that helps. If that helps.
We
all
have
right.
got 2 dragonborns, so
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
it's
Confusion's there.
fair
They're
enough.
massive.
Guess.
And they're
compared
both
to Dax.
sparkly as well. Yeah.
I mean,
they're
I
both
suppose
sparkly
if you're from
dragonborns.
like an entirely different place, people might look very different but still be the same species. So for all you know, we're all dragonborns.
Who would know? No.
And what's Calon going to do?
Well, Calon's thinking, you know what? I bet I can eat these as well. Would they be within a 15-foot cone?
They would, yes.
Cool. I'm just going to blam them with my breath weapon.
Are you just going to go bah? at
Yeah,
them?
I said it was no worries. I was about to go like, if there was more time, I'd be like, I eat birds as well, you know?
Okay.
So yeah, I'm just going to breath weapon them.
All right. What do they need to do when you use your breath weapon?
Die.
Oh, well, aside from that, they must make some sort of check.
They need to make a dex save. The DC is 13.
All right.
And I guess from everybody else, I don't know what a cloud of lightning would look like, but quite spectacular, I assume.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
so
a
I just kind
fail.
of blow a thunderstorm.
God.
That's a fail. Oh, one of them must have been flying low because it sort of sweeps out the way. The other 3 are hit by your lightning breath.
Cool.
Roll some damage.
Let's see, is this yeah,
boy.
that is the right dice. I get 7 points of toasting.
All right, so three 3 bird-like corpses drop into the snow. Poof.
We'll call them
Uh,
starters.
Yeah, and like they're
Entree.
probably twitching from the lightning or something. It's not.
Yeah,
It's not
they
nice for
probably
them.
are, yeah.
The other one, the final one of this small flock, survives. And I feel like it really needs to roll well on initiative in order to not. Oh, it didn't.
Well,
Instantly killed.
I don't have
yeah.
a dex bonus, so you got a fair chance.
All right, yeah, just roll me. Everybody roll some initiative, and then
Uh-huh.
we'll see who gets to. We see who gets
Oh,
this.
wow.
I got 5.
Okay.
Oof.
Anybody beat Calon? Please say more than just
I got 8.
8. Okay.
I got 13. Dax got
19.
13.
Brynna got 19.
All right, Brynna. There's this bolt of lightning that comes out of Calon's mouth straight at these things. There's a couple of things that drop into the snow, but this weird bird that has caused a slight bit of concern to Calon is still flying towards him or the kill.
Or the kill.
Yeah. Well, they're both like he stood over it, right?
Yeah,
He's collecting lunch or whatever it is.
11 is.
Yeah, whatever Dragonborns decide. Second breakfast.
Yeah,
So
that must be a hobbit born, really.
Hobbitborn, yeah, nice.
probably gonna move up within about 60 feet of this, if not already.
Yeah, you're probably already well
sort
within
of-
that range.
Sort of stand there and get your carcass eating. Get your carcass eating needle face out of that, and I'm going to cast a vicious mockery.
Oh, okay. What does it need to do?
It needs a wisdom 12 DC.
Does it need to understand a language?
No, it just needs to hear me.
Oh, okay. Actually gets 13.
Passes. Yep.
Oh, does not comply.
Does not comply.
No.
I'm going to draw my longsword then and be ready.
All right. So you shouted it, and then you draw your sword, and then Dax.
Dax will pierce its mind with a mind sliver
Ooh.
as they reach out, and it's intelligence 14, I think. Is that
Intelligence
14?
save. That's 4.
Oh, good. It's done 2 damage.
It's done 2 damage. Oh, excellent.
Mind sliver, but mind sliver also does 2 damage, and then subtract 1d4 from the next saving throw it makes before the end of your next turn.
Well, it is a beast, so it doesn't get death saves, so it just falls into the snow and dies.
Oh, nice.
Just poof
I
into
I like
the.
the fact that we killed the whole encounter without making an attack roll in the slightest.
Saving throw.
Yeah. Yeah, I like
Millie
it.
will come back with something vicious next time.
So these
A mind
weird squiggly birds all drop from the sky, leaving Calon to collect his deer. I think we said it was some sort of deer.
Yeah.
Maybe a hill goat. One of the two.
Cool.
Um,
I mean, I'll pick up them as well. Do they look like edible?
Yeah, Dax will go over and have a look.
they don't look tasty. Like they look like a cross between and this is from the Monster Manual, a cross between a large bat and an oversized mosquito.
Yeah, I'm not that hungry.
Its legs have got like sharp pincers and has a long needle-like proboscis, which is what you originally thought was a beak. When you squeeze one of them, you can feel it's like bloated.
Oh,
It's not nice.
I'm just going to drop them.
oh.
Well, the one I picked up, I'll drop.
Yeah. Even electrocuted, it's still like squidgy. So yeah, that was nice. But you harvest your meat, and we continue on for the rest of our.
Just before we do, I think we should just bury these horrible, disgusting things. So I think Dax will mold the earth, raise 5 foot out the way, and then using telekinesis, shove them in this hole and dump the earth back on top.
Okay. So we take a little.
Is that right? Yep.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. So you just like shunk, like the snow sort of falls down into this mess. The hole you create, you sort of kick these weird dead bird things in. And then
Telekinesis them in. He doesn't touch them.
he doesn't touch them. Just sort of they fly themselves in. As your traveling companions watch this weird grey little fella do stuff. Weird little things. Yeah. And we can bury them quite easily. While we're sort of stood and burying them, we notice like the winds pick up a little bit, the snow gets a little bit heavier in the afternoon, and it gets much harder to see that far ahead. We unfortunately think it might take us a little bit longer to keep going. It might extend our stay in the things as we move from light snow to heavy snow.
I'm probably a bit used to this sort of weather, given having crossed the mountains just to get here.
Yeah. I mean, it's just heavy snow. It's not a storm. It's just heavy snow.
It's a bit thick underfoot. So
yeah, it definitely makes good sort of noises. But yeah, we definitely in our second and like our afternoon of walking do not get as far as we'd hoped. Like if you turn around and just watch carefully, you can still see like some of the light as the sun sort of starts to get low, the light from Swan Pass behind us. We've not done the 12 or so miles we'd hoped. Probably more
the West
around.
March Vegas.
Yeah, West March Vegas. I like it.
The glow on the horizon.
So yeah, as it starts to get dark and cold, we've got a choice. We can push on to try and make up those miles. There's a risk of getting exhausted, and as we do, or we can just set up camp and start trying to keep ourselves safe and dry for a night and hope the weather sort of picks up in the morning.
Well, I think we've got a good evening lunch to go ahead of ourselves, and well, the weather is going to get harder for you lot. Very much. I'm not too bothered.
Certainly for me, I think we should definitely rest and settle down for the night.
It's not exactly dangerous territory. It's just a bit of a awkward weather condition.
Yeah,
Green is like shivering and like going like.
Brent's fine. Brent's absolutely fine.
Please, can we set fire to things? I don't like it.
Well, get down, put a fire down, spit the meat we got, and let's have a little bit of even a sing song maybe.
Ooh, a sing song, nice.
Very pleasant. How's about that for everyone? What do we think?
Yeah, sounds good.
All right.
I'm not singing that.
All right, so we're going to set up a camp. We're going to set a fire. We've got a tent or two.
I think we've got 2 tents. So
we got a tent, yeah. So we've definitely got enough sort of stuff to cover us. We set up a fire, so we start to feel our fingers a little bit better. Our noses are no longer so things. How horrible must it be, like, to be out in this weather in chainmail and stuff?
Ooh.
Well, I was thinking, can Dax warm it up with prestidigitation? Can you go around warming up everyone's armor and clothing?
Yeah, you
as
can.
long as it's non-living, you should be able to just go around keeping people at least a little bit warm.
Yeah.
Yep. You can definitely.
Can I have some warmth?
My favourite cantrips. Absolutely love it.
It is
lovely, isn't it? It is lovely.
Remind me to look what actual spells did I settle on.
Spells?
Oh, yeah.
What spells? What do you need spells for?
Dax is very spell dependent on stuff like this to keep. He doesn't like to touch things. He just likes to. They just like to cast spells.
All right. So we make a camp. Are we setting a watch? Are we just going to chill out? What are we going to do overnight?
We should definitely set a watch, I feel.
I think we should set a watch. We're not too far from Swan Pass, but equally, it's not very nice weather, and we should probably set up a watch.
Yeah, and
just to be sure,
the
'cause I don't
local
really want any
fauna's
more
not
of those
scared of
little
us either.
animals coming near us.
Yeah.
Again.
I'm assuming
Yeah,
the
that's good.
West March equivalent of sturges.
Yeah, they were sturges.
Yeah.
You've attracted sturges with your kill. Blood everywhere. Red stained snow. These
More red
weird-
stain now.
Yeah, definitely. A little bit of frazzled, a little bit of char marks on them. All right. So there's 4 of us. Are we going to split it up into 4 watches, or are we going to what are we going to do?
I think so. It's probably better. Means then no one's going to get overly tired.
Yeah.
Hi.
So who's first? Who's up first?
Who can see in the dark?
Can anyone see in the dark? So
Here we
I
are,
can't.
can't we? Dax can. Dax is happy to take first. I'll take first watch.
If you can see in the dark, you're better off in the actual dark.
Yeah, in the middle
Yeah.
somewhere.
I defo can't. It's not a dragonborn thing, so I'm assuming
Is it
that
not? That's why I was asking. I was like, I don't actually know.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, I believe it is just Dax because Goliath can't either.
okay.
Oh God.
Oh, no.
No pressure.
I mean, I feel like, I've got torches and we've got a
Mhm.
fire going. So
Yeah,
I feel like if we stand into the fire, we should be all right.
It's probably
you
it's
can-
probably more just a case of staying awake and making sure that if something does come, just give everyone a shout.
Yeah.
Does anybody
Fine.
have like alarm or anything as a spell that they could set around the camp?
No, I don't.
Okay. Sure. Okay. So Dax is somewhere in the middle. Who did say they were going first?
I'll go first.
All right. So Brynna sits up. Everybody doesn't necessarily go to sleep. Maybe you just repacking your
Mhm.
bag or cleaning out pots or that kind of stuff. Just make. But Brynna is in charge. It's up to you, Dan, if you want her to actually make a perception check, or you're just quite happy to just keep an ear out. Like how set
probably-
on.
It's probably like, especially for it being the evening, it's probably like a passive thing. It's probably passive perception.
All right.
Given that it's there's probably the food's probably getting the food going,
Mhm.
the fire set up. It's the first couple of hours, so it's not so bad. In the evening, sort of thing.
Yeah. What is their passive perception?
12.
12. All right, cool. Yeah. So you sit there, you got the fire to your back, you can hear Dax eating nuts and
Using telekinesis with his 3 fingers. I know Thralls are supposed to have 5, but he's got 3.
he's got 3. Okay.
Okay.
Throwing like nuts flying up into the air and just dropping into his mouth like some sort of Greek bacchanalian vision.
And
Grey.
Dax is still happy to warm people up if they need warming, clean people up. He's constantly cleaning himself, so that, he can extend that to other people if they want it.
All right.
Just a little grey chap. He's class, isn't he? Great shoe.
Little weird grey friend. Out in the distance, you can hear wolves howling. You can hear things like sort of enjoying this sunset moment. And along, like, you have the sound of the river and stuff just sort of going. So it's actually really nice, really quite peaceful, especially for a Jotun out in the wind.
Yeah, with the snow coming down, like that sort of like muffled sort of sound.
Yeah,
It's all very nice.
very homey.
Yeah.
But nothing sneaks into your camp and savages you all, fortunately.
Because it's already there.
Yes.
Dun, dun.
Kalon turns upon the party.
He's used his breath weapon. Get him.
Yeah, he's not out of sleep yet. Quick.
I was gonna say.
Who do you be like, all right, it's your turn now. I'm going to go to sleep too.
2 hours in, it's probably give it to Serena.
Okay, so you go over to Serena. It's like, it's your turn. You maybe mention waking Dax up for the night, and you finally get under the blankets. Oh, maybe you don't. Maybe just sleep on top. It's not like Arctic out here, so
No,
it'd be all right for a joke.
It's comfortable.
Yeah. All right. Same for you, Mel. Do you want Serena to actively make a perception check, or are you quite happy to just sort of take in? And
I feel like she'd probably, again, kind of having done a little bit of mercenary work, etc. She's probably quite used to taking watches, and so she's kind of like maybe just skirting around the fire a little bit, kind of venturing out if she hears any noises, kind of like actively looking for threats.
Okay, cool.
So I'm gonna try rolling. Oh, that's all right. That's a 13 plus 0.
All right. Okay. So you sort of make your way looking around. You do like very contrasting to Brynner's sort of watch, which was I'm gonna sit here, I'm gonna have a look around, I'm gonna have a chat. Yours is like moving around the area, going out a little bit, coming back, taking in this and that. It's quiet. You can hear like critters and things out in the wilderness. As you sort of look out and around now, like the sun is completely gone. You do see like where the maps and things you wouldn't have seen before, especially out to let's have a look. Let's get the right direction. No, that's the wrong map. Too many maps. Yeah, especially to like the northwest. Strange that are not like they must be very bright lights to be kind of cutting through the snow and the dark. And they're not like that traditional kind of orangey red glow. Some of them have like this blue, bright, purplish kind of hue to them. Out in the distance, but it must be miles away. It must be like a whole sort of set of journeys. And being a dragonborn of the world, it's definitely not like Aurora Borealis style stuff. It's not that kind of thing, because that would typically be above and that kind of stuff. This is something out in the marches late at night, glowing.
Is it kind of like a big collection of lights together, or is it more kind of like singular little pinpricks?
It looks like to you, like at this distance, like you could probably sort of, it's maybe no more than like a centimeter or so at arm's length as you're looking. So it's hard. It's definitely this one sort of glow out there. And it's maybe like, as you sort of like look, you're Dragonborn, you're quite big. You still would have to like angle your arm up a bit to kind of get it. So it's elevated and far away.
And obviously kind of contrasts quite strongly with the fact that we can still see Swampass behind us.
Yeah, Swampass is like this orangey haze. Like it's you can definitely tell like the folks have not fully gone to bed. There's still probably people milling around, and it's this weird orangey haze, only like 12 miles behind you.
Yeah, we didn't get very far today.
No, we didn't. The weather was sucked.
Weather was nice.
The weather was all right to start with, and then this afternoon it sucked.
Definitely sucked. Yeah, I feel like she's kind of like keeping a good eye on those lights ahead then, and kind of just properly kind of contrasting them and kind of just being like, oh, that's a bit weird. And then she goes to wake up Dax right in the middle of the night.
Right in the middle of the night.
Right in the middle of the night.
It's darkest.
Yeah.
Thank you, Serena, for waking me.
Yeah, there's some, like, if you look over there, she'll kind of point it out and she'll be like, there's like some little tiny weird like bluey purpley lights. Just it's very different from the city, so just keep an eye out.
You lift me up. I can have a better look.
Hold this weird little grey man up in the air. Grey them, sorry, grey person.
Just hold them up.
Yeah. All right.
Can you see them?
Yeah.
Okay. Keep an eye on them. I'm gonna have to put you down though, because I want to go to bed.
Okay. Thank you for lifting me up.
You're welcome. Anytime.
Good night, Serena.
Night.
So yeah, Dax, you're sat in the camp. The fire is still going. You can probably hear some snores from some campers. And as you sit on your watch, do you, like Serena, make like an active watch and you walk around, you check everything out, or are you just going to like sit by the fire and keep an eye out, an ear out?
Dax is walking around the camp, but in the safe perimeter of the camp, quite safe.
Okay, quite close to the
Constantly
fire.
looking over at those lights that Serena had mentioned, or that little dot of light.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, make a perception roll.
Perception. Sorry, while I get into the place I need to be. 14.
14. All right. So as you're sat or making a little bit of a walk around, again you can hear critters and nocturnal things around, but nothing approaches the camp. It's it's fairly safe. You watch. Two things happen during your watch. Partway through your watch, almost like this foul weather breaks. Like the weather just sort of stops. The snow and the wind kind of ease off. And you depends on how much Dax has been around. You suspect that tomorrow might be a much clearer day. And the light that Serena pointed out to you, it didn't sort of stop. Like there was no. It must have faded over an hour or so. Just slowly went out.
Right. Well, as in just out or down?
No, like faded. Like, so, like if it was on a dimmer switch and someone were to slowly over the course of an hour turn it little by little by little, eventually it'd be gone out. But it would be hard to pinpoint exactly when it wasn't there, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like you could watch, I mean, you might be able to sit and kind of watch it sort of fade out. But it definitely didn't like flicker or just stop. It was one of those like, oh, it's going out or it's gone out moment for Dax partway through the night.
Okay. With those two things, would Dax think, is there any kind of magic going on here?
Do you want to make Arcana check?
Oh, 23, I've got a burr.
23? A burr?
Natural 20. I've never rolled
beyond.
a natural 20.
Did it do all sorts of sparkly stuff?
It just went burr.
Oh, okay. Some of the dice do cool things on D&D Beyond when you get a natural 20.
I'm going to have to look for them dice.
I think the Frost Maiden dice make your character sheet go frosty or something.
Yeah, nice.
I've just got the fuzzy dice on mine.
Fuzzy dice, nice. So as you're sort of sat there, you're watching it maybe dim and you're watching like the sort of snow break and clear up. I mean, there are spells and there are magical controls. Maybe that came from your home. Who knows? That could do this kind of thing. But with just these two sort of things, there's no way to tell if they were connected or coincidence because you've only observed it once. You didn't notice if it was like lit up when the weather got worse. So it is a possible thing that magic could do. Whether this magic has done this, you don't know.
There's no proof, right?
You've got two data points. It was snowy, the light was on. It stopped being snowy, the light went out. Or the light went out and it stopped being snowy. We don't know the correlation between them both. But yeah, it's now mostly just a bit windy. You can see like the clouds moving in the sky. You can see the river and there's probably a bunch of critters that live down that way. Nocturnal things that find it safe in the night. But nothing's gonna eat you or your party on your watch.
Good. So
you wake Kalan up, or do you go back and wake up one of the other folks who's already done a watch?
No, I will. I'll wake Kalan up.
All right. Cool.
Cool.
Yeah,
so is it what we on dawn? Is it still dark?
Yeah, your watch is going to start in the dark and end in the dawn, really.
Yep. Kalan, you're on watch. I'll explain everything that I've just seen. There was a foul weather. There's a break in the weather. I'll explain all that.
And the light is now gone from what we said.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll point over where it was. The light was over there. Could you lift me up?
Sure.
Over there.
Do I get a good approximation of where it is?
I mean, yeah, he points over to like what you can just see in like pre-dawn light. It looks like it's it's one of the mountains. Points over that direction. You can see trees and stuff. You're like, well, you can see
Okay.
like green and stuff over that way.
I will ask Dax if he can just delay going to sleep for 10 minutes while I quickly do something.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
course.
gonna use my sextant to figure out how far away it is.
Oh,
If I
okay.
can see some stars and I know where the light is.
Oh, wow.
All right, so you're
Yeah.
gonna get your
Oh,
navigation.
that's
So
cool.
you're gonna
Oh,
get your
that's amazing.
navigation
Navigation
tools.
You came
Nice.
prepared, didn't you?
I just picked the sailor background because I figured like if I like just going places, then
Mm.
being able to work on a boat fits with that. But it
Yeah.
happens to come with sextant. So
Of course.
yeah. So I was like, if that's still there when I'm awake and I'm not gonna get murdered, I'll see if I can figure it out.
It was kind of, I think it almost went out, if not went out completely, but it'd be worth looking. Can I
Just
help?
an approximate
can I help
distance
Kalar?
so that if we ever decide we want to go there, we can figure out how long it would take us to get there.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So you're gonna make like a navigation check, really, aren't you? That's what and you're
I
proficient
guess
in
so.
it.
Yeah, I am
You're
proficient with it.
proficient in it because you've got the things. So what would navigation, would it be intelligence or wisdom?
Yeah.
I think it'd be intelligence, wouldn't it?
Mm,
To know
dunno.
how to use the things
Can
properly.
I help? Can he do
Is
it
it
with
not
advantage?
just a perception check, but I'm just using the instrument instead?
No, it's it's like because you're proficient in the tools.
Okay.
You're making a check with the tools and you
Yeah.
add your proficiency bonus to it.
You know what? It's mostly mathematics, so it would be intelligence,
Yeah.
which I'm not very good at.
But yeah, I guess you can have I guess you can have an advantage because Dax is like pointing stuff and holding
Yeah.
things, writing numbers down, maybe all that kind of stuff.
Here we go then.
Yes.
I got a 4 and a 7. So
Okay.
I will take the 7, which gives me an 8.
8,
assuming-
okay.
I've worked that out because I got a 7 minus
Which-
1 for my intelligence plus 2 for proficiency.
Oh, okay.
That's
right.
okay.
Now we know why Callan didn't stay on the boats very long.
I mean, didn't say I was more,
You was a helpful sailor, not a navigating sailor.
I was clearly
Brawny.
the cook, I think, to be honest with
Oh,
you.
okay. You were the ship's cook. All right. So
Yeah.
you not having the exact kind of point
Yeah.
of reference, you're just picking a spot on essentially the side of a
Yeah, all I'm really
wooded
after is
mountain.
like a guess at how many days I think away it is.
I mean, because of the elevation and the distance across the way, it's probably like 100 plus miles to the point.
Okay,
on
so
this.
it is far
Yeah,
away then.
it must have
Okay.
been like from what Dax is describing to you, it must have been a seriously bright light.
Okay, that is interesting, but
Mm.
that's cool.
Like
So it's at least
mm,
10 and 12 days travel away then, that's fine.
less than that, like 5 or 6
Okay, well, yeah, we made 12 miles today, so.
in the bad weather. Yeah, in bad
Yeah.
weather, it would be
Okay, that's cool. Well, I can tell everyone that when I wake them up in the morning. Once that's done, I will thank Dax and take an active interest in what's going on around the camp.
sure.
Yay. Dax will gesture and then he'll go to bed.
Okay.
Go to back to sleep. That's how he gestures.
Okay, and for
Could
my
be different.
perception, I get 18.
Wow.
Yes.
Yeah, I've got plus 3, so.
Okay. So yeah, you sit down, you you walk around a bit, you check over the river, you look back over your maths just to make sure you didn't get it wrong. You sort of watch around, and yeah, it's going to be a beautiful clear morning.
Cool.
Clouds of move away in the morning sun. You can see for across the hills and the
long ass
woods.
way.
Yeah,
Cool.
along the river.
Do we have any deer left, or did we eat it all?
How many did you catch? Was
You
4
used
pounds.
4 pounds of meat between 3 of us. I'm fine if the answer's no, because we're all quite large creatures, aren't we? So
yeah, you
even
need about a pound each. And Dax said they weren't eating meat, so you've
Mhm.
still got 2 left.
mm. Breakfast.
Yeah, that's what I'm going
breakfast
for.
with it?
Yeah. Cool.
Excellent.
I'll find a rock and either start a fire or more likely just cast
I mean,
firebolt until it looks
You've got a fire going. You kept a fire going all night.
Oh yeah, that's a good point
I'm
actually.
quite
Yeah.
here.
Cool. Well,
Otherwise, it
I'll
would have
wait
been a very cold
until it's
evening.
time to wake people up, and then I'll stick the meat on and then wake them up.
Cool. So yeah, we wake successfully, unmurdered in our beds. And it looks like, at least to start with, it's going to be a beautiful day. Weather looks clear, sky looks beautiful blue. And we're ready to, Calon presents roasted goat, I think it was, for breakfast.
Does your food get warmed up, Dax?
I'm just going to eat it raw.
Okay.
So I could warm it up myself if I needed to.
I will tell the others that Dax told me about the light, and it's probably maybe 6 good traveling days and 10 slow traveling days away.
Oh, so it's not really
That's,
much of an issue then. Oh, that's all right.
Yeah, but it was really bright. Like, it was
Yeah,
small,
it
but it
depends,
was really
like-
bright.
It's not close enough that we need to be wary of the danger, and it's not far enough away we can't go there if we want.
I wondered if
Yeah.
it was magical. Though I
Well-
couldn't find any proof of this magic. Though when the storm had stopped, the light had stopped.
Are we heading in the direction of the light towards the logging camp?
Follow the
No.
light.
No, this is like northwest, and you're heading west.
Okay, that's fine. QQ. All right then, shall we trot on then?
Right.
I feel like Serena would just like grab a little bit of parchment out and just be kind of like drawing a little map to kind of like aid them, and
Sure.
then maybe like leave some firewood kind of at the campsite.
Okay, like a
it's
marker.
little-
Hmm.
Well, yeah, and like almost kind of like to prep it for if someone else had a bad night, for example, to try and like
Oh, okay.
basically
Yeah, like
leave it kind of set up as a campsite.
like a ring in the snow and that
Yeah,
kind
like
of stuff.
start a
Yeah.
bunch of
That's what I'm
shelters.
saying, up around the area.
Like obviously
Okay.
they're going to take the tents with them, but more like leaving like a little sort of bunch of rocks, like with some firewood next to it,
Fire
kind of
pit.
under like
Yeah,
like a
that's
fire
so
pit kind
lovely.
of thing.
I never thought to do something like that. That was in character.
Well,
it makes sense because you've got like if other people get stuck in the snow as well, and they've got to travel as well, and if they're coming up this way, then it just makes sense. And then that way I can pass this map on to somebody else in Swan Pass, and if they come up this way, they've got somewhere to stay.
It's a correct way of thinking, Serena.
We won't be the
Didn't,
only people out here either, I assume.
right, but I didn't think that snows were really that common around Swan Pass, though.
Mm.
Well, still, good idea.
It's
Good
something
point.
to think about.
Something. Hey, even then, it's a fire pit. It's a camp spot. It's
Yeah.
well worth setting up along the way.
Before we go, Dax, we'll just clean the rest of the area up with magic and
Oh.
mind. Magic and mind and magic.
Ooh, sounds like a 5th edition supplement on the way. Mind and magic. All right. So are we setting off at the same sort of normal pace? Are we going to try and walk a little faster today to make up the distance? What's the plan?
Since it looks like it's going to be decent weather, I mean, we can probably make a little bit of an extra, maybe like the morning. Make the
No
morning
rush
fast.
though, are we? To be fair, I mean, we don't have a deadline to meet.
No,
so
that's true.
we
That's
can
true.
just-
Taking the sights and sounds.
Yeah.
Exactly. Sights
Yeah.
and sounds are well better. And
I don't
besides,
know though, because while it's nice weather and there's no snow and it's not freezing cold, we might just want to move a little bit faster.
oh, they're expecting us within the day anyway, and we weren't delayed that long, surely.
I mean, you will. Like if you keep a normal pace, what have we done? We've done about 12 or so miles on the first day. You could get about 24 on a normal pace. So you could get there today quite easily if the weather stays good all day.
If the weather stays good. Well,
I don't know,
but-
these dice, these charts, these West matches.
Who's
Some of it's our interest. We can always stop. That's the option we have, isn't it?
whose packs am I carrying then?
Well, I'm still
Mine,
carrying mine,
please.
it's fine.
Yours.
It's Brynner, isn't it?
Yeah,
Mhm.
I'll grab yours, Dax.
Thank you very much. How much does my pack weigh?
That's the question, yeah, because I carry most, but
Backpack. It says £60.
They aren't.
That's a lot. Isn't it? Look at
They
it.
aren't like the explorer, the adventuring kits.
Can you handle that, Brynner?
just about.
Oh, thank you.
Dex is weight override, £60. There we are. Oh, did it not add it? Oh,
Just add 60 to whatever you've got.
yeah. Add it as a custom item. Weight override, 60.
I feel like you're using Excel there.
D&D Beyond.
To character
so,
sheet because I'm old school.
Yeah, so I've got your pack, £60, still
Thank you,
unencumbered.
Gosh, some strength.
I'm not even that naturally strong, but I can carry at least. Besides, we've got the mule if we get anything more.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank
You
you.
can.
For
There is
Yeah.
space. Mules can carry about 420 pounds worth of stuff. This mule is not laden.
£420 worth of post.
Post, yeah, definitely not 420 pounds a post.
Oh yeah, like we'd have fed the mule as well. We'd have, like,
Yeah, I've
made
assumed
sure
there is
the
a
mule was
level
okay.
of care for
Yeah.
the mule.
Mm.
It's not.
So we don't need to spend rations, do we? Because we
You
got 'em
foraged.
hunted.
You successfully
Yes.
foraged in the morning.
Great.
Carried it and cooked it in camp. It was good. All right, so we set off. Are we going to forage again in the morning while it's clear? Or are we going to just concentrate
good
on
idea.
getting there?
Yeah.
Yeah, to be fair, if you're foraging, we'll probably have to go at a normal pace anyway. So yeah.
Yeah,
I
you
would like to
can't. You
forage.
can't do extra stuff at a fast pace.
Yeah.
So it's,
Because it
it's
is
not Calon's first rodeo. So he knows he needs to
rodeo.
eat.
Rodeo.
I'm gonna.
I feel like if you're going to be foraging, Serena's going to be kind of looking out for threats again.
Okay.
Like, I'm not particularly good at foraging. If somebody else wants to do it, what do I get?
I'll tell you.
Probably +1.
Tell you what, I'll and Bryn sort of like takes out a pack of cards. It's like so shuffles them a little and draws one off the top. Temperance. Well, take it easy, keep it patient, and you never know, you'll probably find some way of getting something. For bardic inspiration.
Oh, nice. Nice. Okay.
That flavour of bad. Okay.
Well, it might be at level 3. I've got something in mind.
Nice.
Interesting.
Nice. All right. So we set off, we keep eyes out for more goats or deer or something. Serena is keeping a watch in case one of them wolves jumps out and tries to eat our faces, or more
Or
weird
for any
birds.
more
Or
of
our
those
goats.
lovely weird birds. Yeah.
Yeah, the weird birds.
Or strange lights.
Or strange lights during the
An
day.
entire
Yeah.
light.
Just our light, dancing lights come down the river.
Just everything.
Okay. And we set off. Weather is good. We make good time. We do some good walking. Let's make our foraging checks.
Okay, was the inspiration for me or for somebody else?
Yes, for you.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's you.
I've realized that I've got guidance. Can I use that and the inspiration?
No, you
Yeah.
can give guidance to somebody else because your activity is foraging.
Mhm.
Somebody else would have to guide you.
Okay,
Does
that's
that make
fine.
sense?
Yeah, I thought it was just a cantrip, but no worries.
Yeah,
it
but
just-
it's not just for like this one moment in time. Like
okay.
it is for whilst you're on this 4 hours of
Yeah,
of
I'm just going to
walking.
roll. Let's see what we get. Okay, that is a 9, a 10, and was it 4 from the inspiration?
It's a D6.
A D6. Okay, so I've got 10 plus D6. I get 11.
Okay.
God.
All right.
Boy.
Fortunately, that is enough to successfully forage something this close to the river. Roll a d6, and we're going to add a wisdom modifier.
Oh, okay, that's cool. That makes things miles better. I got a 5 on the dice, and
So
my
you-
wisdom modifier is 1, so 6.
6. All right, so we must find like a fat deer or something, like something big, because we get 6 pounds of food.
That's
If
cool.
you're
That's like 2 days
specifically-
worth, so yeah.
Specifically looking for
Yeah,
meat.
single big animals, because I just want to like hit them with one firebolt. I hope they die.
Yeah, so yeah, it's like a big, maybe it's there getting some fresh water or something from the river. Kalan a little bit ahead, sets fire to it with a firebolt. doesn't electrocute it with his breath, and it dies. It dies. We spend a moment or two chopping, harvesting, collecting meat. We put it over the side. We carry it on a stick or whatever between us to get it to where.
I feel like Serena's just like,
I can't really even just put it over.
Yeah,
no, I feel like Serena just carries it over her shoulder. She's just like,
yeah,
fine. It's cool.
Yeah. What about Dax? Are they foraging today, or are they going to eat their rations?
Yeah, they'll be foraging.
Right.
Again, with telekinesis, just picking. It's a 60-foot radius, so
you got
picking as they're moving.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, make
Berry.
make a survival check. Let's see.
Another
Flying bag.
5. No berry.
5.
No
I
berries.
mean, you find a few. It's definitely not as prolific as the first. There's obviously a pack of deer around here that we have killed, and they have been eating all the berries. Like they've had a good munch recently. So Dax is not nearly as successful as he'd hope. So there's definitely not enough food to sustain you. You might have got a snack or so for the day. So you might have to dig into your rations later to bulk that out. And yeah, the weather is good. We make a good morning. And as we head into the afternoon, this beautiful day continues. Blue skies. You can see flocks of birds in the distance, things flying in the mountains, in the woodlands. It looks it's like a beautiful part of the world. You can see the river sort of winding its way. It goes right up and into the mountains, and you can see almost like this carved section of the forest that goes up ahead. But fortunately, you're not going that high up into the mountains yet, because towards the end of your day, you see this little logging camp. It's that weird point between permanent and mobile. So there are some wooden structures there, but they're wooden structures that have then got some sort of tent or tarpaulin to make the majority of maybe it's a lean-to with the back end kind of covered up. Nobody's gone to the effort of putting this thing into the foundations. They need to be able to lift it up. And you can see on the side of the side next to the river, just stacks of trees chopped and racked up, ready for whatever the day, maybe in a day or two, when they knock them all into the river, and they all sort of floats down to be caught near Swan Pass kind of thing. As you sort of head there, you probably they're not keeping a watch, there's not a mercenary encampment. There are no guard towers or anything like that, but there's definitely a large fire in the middle, and there's a few folks who are tending camp, it's their turn today to make tea and that kind of stuff. And there's probably somebody cleaning kind of pots or something in the river as you get there. And as you get closer, they realize somebody clocks, you folks have come from town. Yeah, you've got the mail.
Oh yeah, we've got the mail. Sorry for the weather a little bit. So it was a little bit.
He looks at you as was that your fault? What did you do?
Well, no,
and he laughs. He's is that what you folk do? It's not an unusual sight. It's probably something you've come accustomed to. Everybody in this camp is human. So there have probably been a few jokes at the expense of you're one of them Jotun folk. Do you make snow? Is this your fault?
No, I mean,
you can make snow.
No, I can't make snow. I wish I could. Sometimes it gets a little too warm on summer's days, but no, I can't make snow.
So they're wrong then.
Yes, but it's probably a case of, well, more on the joking side. They probably know they're wrong.
I understand.
Yeah. I mean, he's he puts his hand out this big calloused hand. My name's Marcus. Come on, I'll take you to the camp. We can start throwing stuff out and getting things distributed. And
Good.
he just sort of, scoops up whatever pots or stuff he's doing, heads into the camp up ahead. And it is a sort of semi makeshift camp. Probably no more than like 20 or so people here, which makes it quite big. But right now, all 20 aren't here, like kind of thing.
Some are out,
Some are out
foresting and
trying to just get a little bit more work done before the complete light is gone. Maybe trying to do a little bit of what Calon did on the way, like catch some deer or something. Maybe just not being around everybody else, like they might just want to be by themselves for a bit, and that kind of stuff.
Well, I mean, so are you in charge then with this place?
He's like, no, you wanna come and meet Yannick? He's like the head logger. He's the one
the foreman.
Yeah.
Head logger is an awesome title.
Yeah. He's sort of, he reports to the Bronzewell, and he's the one who hired us all. He's the one who will dish out pay and stuff.
That's all good. Right then, we'll bring the mule through. Where do you want it?
And he takes you up to what looks to be one of the most well-made structures. Like, this has got 3 walls, kind of thing.
Branching out, aren't we?
I know, it's got a roof and that kind of stuff. Like, effort has gone into this one.
Like a penthouse suite.
Yeah, there might be like a half a loft or something. It's a 2-story thing. And there's a chap there. You can see in the thing, there's like 3 or 4 bedrolls, that kind of stuff. Like, there's a few folks who stay in here. There's a smaller fire like at the entrance, kind of thing. And Marcus introduced you, Yannick. These folks have come from town. They've got post. And this dude is like, oh, great, cool. He probably doesn't say cool. That's a bit modern. He's like, oh, excellent. Good to meet you folks. You staying the night? You can't be going back in the weather over.
Oh, well, I mean, if you got some space, then wouldn't mind it. I mean, you can a little later.
You can throw out some rolls in here. You can rest.
We've got tents if that's any better. Not to shove anyone out.
I mean, you notice like inside this place that's obviously had heat and like a fire going. Like, the air is not like just warmer here. It's nicer.
Nice for traveling.
Yeah, how about we stay in here too?
I think the Dragonbone folks would probably enjoy that better than the traveling we've been doing.
And then he notices like Serena's got a deer over their shoulder. He's like, "Is that for us?"
I mean, we can share it out.
He's like, we can get it roasting. We've got the last bit of some ale. We can have some...
That sounds amazing. It's slightly pre-cooked.
Yeah, he's got a habit of
being efficient.
Efficiency, yeah. There was something liquid-wise on the mule as well. I don't know if that's for your lot. I'm going to assume so.
I hope everything on the mule's for us. You got another post drop after us?
No, that's why I'm hoping it's for you and not just put on there.
He heads over to the mule. He's like, yeah, we've he takes it off. He looks at it. He goes, yeah, this is a bit of brandy, just medicinal.
Medicinal. Hey.
It's good if you get into a bit of an accident. It helps, numb the pain whilst we pull you out. And he unloads it. He hands some stuff, like a sack, which is the paper goods and everything, to the chap we've already met, Marcus, who then starts like going through the bag, looking for different things and shouting out names left and right, and all manner of like burly log lumberjack folk, wander in and out. Some of them are excited. Some of them ask somebody else to read what is written and that kind of thing. And that sort of stuff. Others are just like, they've got like hats or gloves or, pressed flowers and things in, like this is post from families that have sent things up the thing. It's all kind of nice stuff.
Yeah.
There is like a box of axe heads and that kind of thing. Other sort of tools like knives and pots and pans, and there's some crossbow bolts in one of them and that sort of thing. It's just like things to keep the camp resupplied or at least operational for a little bit longer. None of it looks particularly fancy or extravagant, but most of it looks functional. All the boxes, all the like the axe heads and that kind of stuff, as you see, have got the Bronzewell consortium BW sort of stamped somewhere on them or burnt into them. B-dubs, yeah. And there, everything is handed out. Folks are quite welcoming, and they begin to cook
fix stuff if they've got any broken stuff in like return for them cooking a deer and some booze for us all. I'll fix it.
Oh.
Okay, you spend the evening mending.
Are you skilled with your hands?
Not in the slightest, but I know someone who fixes stuff.
Oh, I too can fix things with my mind.
Well, I mean,
Sorry.
I can, if we want to have a bit of, I can put a bit of music on. It's not.
Well, I don't. Yeah, I mean, Calon's just basically sat in front of the fire with his feet in front of it, just fixing axes and things like that by just like tapping it with his claw.
Cute. Excellent. Yeah, everybody thinks this is amazing. They also start to ask Serena if they can mend things. Is that a thing that you people
Serena's
can do?
like, no.
She does the unmending.
Okay.
I mean, I can lift some heavy things.
Cool. I mean, I don't mean to be rude, but we got a lot of guys who can do that as well.
Yeah. It's okay, but people need protection coming up the road.
She's our bodyguard. We everything that came through.
Wow. Like and there's varying levels of like cool. That's amazing. You're very shiny, that kind of stuff. Somebody asks.
She just kind of feels like really uncomfortable and kind of shrinks like down into herself a little bit. And it's just like
okay. But they are curious. Somebody asks Dax if he's a gnome.
I'm not a gnome, but I've met a gnome.
Oh.
I am indeed a thrall.
And they're all like, I don't what language, there's a varying amount of confused people who are just also happy to like ask stuff. Like then it's like curiosity times 10. Like where do you live?
Calon's quite outgoing, so he'd be quite happy to answer anything like that while just like tapping stuff and chucking it behind him.
Lobbing axes.
I mean, they probably do axe throwing as just
a
lark. So it's a pleasant, warm evening where we don't have to like
watch.
We don't have to worry about cooking. Everybody's got that under control. It's fairly nice.
Bring out the fiddle and have a bit of a musical playing and all that sort of thing. All very nice.
Yeah,
I'll definitely dance along to that in a really awful way. I will actually. I'll tell the camp that what in the middle, like tapping the axes, and just I say I can do this to a person as well.
What?
You can tap a person.
Commend a person. We don't have any broken people here. We're all quite healthy.
No worries.
Like, we haven't had an accident for
do you have one of those
months.
signs?
Yeah, they probably
like fall down like
now.
wooden numbers.
Yeah. It goes up to 10, and then they move the camp. Yeah, we haven't had an accident for a good couple of months. Everybody's pretty skilled now these days.
Cool. No lost time accidents.
Yeah, no. There's probably a dude with maybe a finger or two missing, or like gnarly looking scars or something, but nobody's like injured in the deathbeds. It's a good camp.
Just be careful with throwing those behind you. Yeah, you might not want to cause an accident.
Yeah,
I mean,
Marcus, please don't. No accidents.
Accident, say?
Accidents, yes.
Groans. He's obviously heard that joke a million times.
Just while everyone's talking, Daxel will ask the question, what did you think of the weather yesterday night? How atrocious it got?
Yeah, it was pretty bad. It's not...
Is that normal?
I mean, it happens this time of year. Normally there's a little bit more kind of warning for it. We had a bit of snow and it picked up real quick, but then it sort of, and they're all sort of like, yeah, it was bad snow, but nobody's like, oh, bad snow, that kind of stuff.
Pretty normal then.
Yeah, they're all kind of stuff. They who was it? All right, so it's not Marcus. Let's find a different name.
Yannick was the other one.
Yannick was
Yannick. Yannick is the guy you met. Yeah, but this dude, he's called Till. He's like, I heard, right? I didn't see it myself. One of the loggers, he's actually gone back to town now. I heard there was a witch further up in the mountains. She lives like up the mountains. And when she's having a bad day, that's when the snow hits everybody.
Oh.
And the folks are like, naff off, Till. Like,
I
don't
like
start
a
on
good
this
story.
witch up a hill
What
nonsense again.
direction?
And he
What-
points, like Till points like up the, following the river. Like she's getting annoyed that we're getting too close to where she lives.
Oh, you see, I like a good story. Go on, let's hear it at least.
What kind of witch?
Oh, and he now he's on the spot and everybody's looking at him. He's like, well, I don't know, a nasty witch, like, that she can control the weather and she doesn't
Like you or like me is what I mean.
Oh, like totally. And you can see him like, oh, so there's varying levels of truth in what he's saying. Like, we don't need to make an insight check here. He's like, oh, it's totally one of them weird elf wizard witches. Like she lives, and because nobody's been out here for ages, she's been all alone forever, and she doesn't want people to come and live with her, so she's making the weather bad on bad days. But he this evening's beautiful. You can see all the stars up above and that kind of stuff. He's like, she's obviously glad that we've finished logging today. Everybody's just like, oh, just
Does this weather get worse the further upstream you go?
I mean, obviously it's bad in the mountains, says Yannick. It's like can get pretty cold up there, but we haven't, like, we're just working our way up. We're like,
Yeah.
Marcus and the Bronzewell are going to decide whether we follow the river some more, because obviously it's easy, right? We log near a river, then we can just send it down. If we move inland a bit more away from the river, we have to then cart the logs across to the river or put them on wagons, and there's no roads up this way.
Yeah.
So, like, and Marcus is like, yeah, we're probably going to move the camp maybe another 10, 20 miles up, log around that, but not for another month or so. There's plenty of wood here.
I see. Nothing to worry about, I guess. Probably just a bit of a strange. Like you say, this time of year you get. It's a bit different up in the mountains, obviously, but the patterns aren't too problematic.
Yeah.
You get
So-
nice days. You get days where it snows. So you get days where it rains, and those are miserable. No. Thunder and lightning are obviously a bit dangerous, but you're not going to get struck by lightning unless it's your day, or not your day
Unless
for that
he's
matter.
here.
Yeah.
I said
Or it's
struck
it.
by lightning, not breathed on lightning, at least.
Everybody looks at Callan like, what?
Which was very
Wave.
impressive.
Yeah. Till is like, you gather as the evening goes on, and they tell varying bad stories about like weird witches that live in the woods. That as more of the ale flows, it's clear he's just like, I like to tell these stories about weird stuff,
Old tales.
old tales and that kind of stuff. And he does get into like old tales, like from what you gather, he's maybe no more than like 30 or so. But his family have at least lived in Swamp or something for generations. Like he tells,
My great grandfather used to tell
Yeah.
us. Yeah.
yeah, but his stories, like my great grandfather used to tell stories of the church, like what they they told him about what happened out here and how like there are terrible dungeons that are enchanted by evil magic that will just explode you on sight. And my great and everybody's like, oh, okay, here we go. Like, and he's like, a couple of generations down, he fought in the Wizard Wars. Like, he saw wizards doing like gnarly, weird magic that like they just exploded things, and they'd look at you wrong and you'd die. And like, you can hear the propaganda of like the church that before of how evil magic
Serena will
is.
kind of look at
stuff.
him, and having been in the temple, where they mostly kind of heal people and like help folk,
Yeah,
she'll kind of just be like, okay.
Yeah.
And very much take it with a pinch of salt, because she's just like, from the magic that she's seen more like healing magics, less of that, and like more kind of like identifying things and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, good, but
Utility.
the stories Till tells that is, that have been passed through the generations. You can, like, anybody who's got proficiency in Arcana could probably work out the sort of spells they're talking about, but they are like propaganded up to the eyeballs with like, they could just look at everybody and whole swathes of people would die, or they'd explode something and people would burn for weeks. And it was like terrifying stuff that they've been taught, kind of thing. And none of the like, but also you could make towers appear out of nowhere, and you could, mend things, and you could do all these wonderful things. And
I used to hear stories about plenty of stuff. More so with like turning mountains into valleys in an instant, and bringing the sea in hundreds of miles up towards to drown another tribe. It's all sorts of mental stuff. It's incredible, isn't it? It's great.
Yeah, Till is like
absolutely brilliant.
Brilliant. Maybe isn't the word that Grandpappy used, but yeah.
More the tale of it, the image in the mind. It's brilliant. I love it.
Till points across the way to another guy who's like happily munching through like this bowl of stew, and he's like, Tristan saw. What did you call it? What did you call this monster, Tristan? What did you say it was? And he's like, look, it was dark. I could have been confused.
What were it? What do you reckon?
Stormy as well?
No. Look,
night.
I'm pretty sure it was just a bear, right? Pretty sure. But it might have been eating an owl or something, like a bird, because there was definitely hooting. And I thought it, and now I think about it, I was just wrong. There's no such thing as an owl bear. Until it's like, there is, the wizards did it. The wizards did it. And he's like, look, I shouldn't have been that far away from camp, but I was just scouting out, looking for some places that maybe we could get a good bit of logs from. It was dark. I just heard an owl. I saw a bear. That's all it was. I got out.
Anything for this one?
Yeah, you can make. What would it be? Probably
I've
either
got history Arcana. Proficient.
Yeah, you could make an Arcana check, I think.
That is a 15.
Serena would be kind of agreeing with him and just being like, you've probably had too much ale. Like, sometimes that happens to me. I've had a little bit too much ale, and I keep kind of seeing things that I don't quite think are true. And yeah.
So Brynna, wizards do mess stuff up.
Wizard did it.
Wizards definitely did. Like, and if you like, so that's the sort of tales of from this area, from Journdaholt, like the wizards here, like in their height, they were far more adept in the arcane arts than most people are these days. When this revolution occurred, so much knowledge was lost on what they were doing. But there are, like, you've probably seen or heard stories of mages, wizards turning things into other things, and if they wanted, they probably could have merged two things together. Who knows what sort of chimeras they've made?
Like, so with the mountains, like probably tales about things like harpies and things like that. Yeah, where it's like it's very understanding that two creatures merged together by magic could entirely.
Entirely possible. Who knows why though?
Who
But
indeed?
entirely possible.
Who?
I will
Yeah.
tell tales of enormous crocodiles. Just to join in.
Just to join in, yeah. Just really big crocodiles.
I
But
will
yeah.
ask if anyone's got any tales that involve dragonborns out here as well.
They don't. Like,
Okay.
I think most of these folks, maybe with the exception of like Marcus or someone, haven't really met anybody who's not a human. You're definitely, for Till and that folks, you're definitely like the first non-humans they've met. Because these folks have been out in the arse end of nowhere, and up until like the past couple of years, no non-humans have been allowed in. I mean, there's a bunch of humans who weren't allowed in as well. Like this place has been cut off from the world for a long time. Some of them might be like, oh, my cousin who went, hiking, used to like go up into the mountains, sort of thing. They might have seen a giant, or what they think was a giant. Might have just been a Jotun or a Firbolg kind of thing. But nobody here, with the exception of maybe Marcus, has met anybody who isn't human. It's all stories and myths and propaganda, or badly informed folk stories kind of thing. But yeah, one of them definitely hasn't seen an owl bear. And if we probe a little bit more with this chap, it wasn't that far from here. It was maybe, a half a day's walk into the woods away from the rivers. Till is convinced there's a witch that lives up the hill. More so now than when he started telling you about it. Now he's very certain there's a witch who lives up the mountain.
with our other tales and
yeah.
Like Serena just keeps feeding more ale just to keep hearing
just
the
to
stories.
see how the stories go.
I want to start on the brandy.
Does she get mail as well?
And then there's also like there's a bunch of folks who like pretty sure there are some like Marcus has got a vague map. It's not like a good. It's definitely nothing Callan would ever have seen. So as quality of that, maybe on par with Dax's bad maps sort of thing.
Oh God.
Of the area. But it's more sort of sketched out, and it's like to the west, this way, there are some ruins around here, about 50 miles in. They haven't been to see it, but they're not planning to go log that way because of that kind of thing. And they've somebody a while ago has moved through, like a ranger or that kind of thing has moved through, and they've come back, they've given them a little bit more information, like at this 30 or so miles up from here, the trees start thinning out and it becomes pretty much more mountainous, snow hits at this level kind of thing, but it's more like notes and lines on a page than it is like anything to accurately navigate from. So he sort of shares the bits and pieces of information with you. And yeah, there's, where are we? We're here. So.
I am definitely game to go and find either the dropping bears, the giants, or the witch.
So the witch, Till reckons, like, is about, it's in the mountains, it's in the elevation. So he reckons it's about 4 or 5 days travel, just where the tree line sort of drops off and it becomes pretty much mountainous. The owl bear is northwest, where the forest gets much thicker. And the stories of like the ruins and the things, they're all like 50, 60 miles out. Nobody's got a decent kind of place for it. But yeah, there's all kinds of stuff. Some of it you can all just immediately be like, nah. There's definitely no that. There is a story somewhere in the marches is a hot springs that
Ooh.
has like constructed people who like tend to the springs. Like they're not real people. And there's a few people who are like, well, when I say people, I don't mean I don't mean like me. When I say like made of like stone and metal kind of people, not
That's
people.
weird.
Well, like machined.
Yeah, like like if your axe was
If your axe spoke to you, I mean, how
yeah,
mad is that?
there's
So you mean it's just like studying a great axe, and it's just like
You think it would
Mhm.
like complain,
Would the-
like if you hit something really hard, it'd be like, ow, my face.
You think it'd have like a mouth on the blade kind of thing?
No, I think it's just talking
Talking
head.
sword.
yeah, talking sword. But there's yeah. And a few folks are like, yeah, no, I heard about that. We never went out to look for it. We're not that mad. That place is dangerous. Like there is heavy levels of suspicion amongst most of the humans about going into the marches because of how dangerous the wizard shit is out there.
Sounds
magic.
awesome. I
yeah.
thought we'd go and say hello to a witch. I've never met a witch.
I think we should probably make our way back for now.
I mean, we could
but
get paid
always-
at least first, and
Yeah.
then make our way. That's only a day or so out here.
It's
And then
true,
we'll go
but
further.
like, how much is a ration? Is it a half a 5 silver per day?
Aye, well, we've done all right for food. We're not doing too bad.
I don't know how much rations are.
If
Well,
this
while we're halfway out, we should go explore. That's what we came here for.
Well, I
if this witch
mean,
is powerful enough to change the weather 50, 60 miles away, 5 days away, maybe she could change us. Maybe we need more people.
I mean, we can just go and say hello.
Maybe she's been
Oh.
changing the weather and casting some weird lights and
She might not even know she's
keeping an
doing
eye.
it.
Mm.
Bryn's gonna take her cards, give a shuffle, and draw a few. It's like, oh, well, northwestwards this was the light, wasn't it? The
Mhm.
light we saw. Well, the star sums up a light in the sky, don't you think?
Lots of
And
them.
well, you're quite the magician yourself, aren't you, Caroline?
Who, me?
Bit of
Oh,
a
well,
hunter.
I don't know. I don't think of myself as a magician.
The cards do, because it says about bringing justice. So maybe even killing some sort of weird, or putting it out of its misery, maybe even just hunting it.
Well, now we're back.
Till is like, yeah, if you folks kill the witch, she won't think the locals have done it and she won't be mad with us anymore. And everybody's like, Till, that doesn't make sense.
What if it's like the witch is like, everyone's ignoring her when we could all be mates? Maybe that's the injustice.
Mm.
Maybe. Cards are distinctly vague at times. A little bit of a trouble to itself. But if we wanted a little guidance, then it does point us that way. The light in the sky and all that.
Mm.
What do Serena and Dax think then?
I like the idea. I just wonder what we would do when we get there.
Say hello.
I
feel
question
like if there's a
traveling 5
witch-
days to say hello to a witch who
Yeah.
probably doesn't want us round.
Yeah, he might be creating some weather to keep us away because there was a. Yeah, I mean, I'll keep an eye tonight and see if there's another light again. But
Aye, if there's another light to the northwest, then we'll go for it. If not, then well, we can
Okay.
head back, get our money for
She
job
might be
well done.
quite powerful though, Brynna. She may be
Mm.
powerful enough to overwhelm us. Maybe we need to go back and get more people.
Maybe there's also like I said, there's also the stories about whatever else lies in this forest.
Yeah, I don't mind going to look for giants or hooting bear things.
I could take you to
Spoiled for
giants. It's
choice.
just it's quite a way away. Besides, they're not too pleased with outsiders too much. We usually wander out further than people wander in. Weather usually sees to that.
Well, like I said, we all came here to find adventure, to explore. Just going straight home. We can do better than that.
Yeah, he's got a point. He's got quite a point.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Tell you what, we'll see what we find in the morning, and make our way on based on that.
Sure.
Okay. I agree. I like that idea.
What do you think, Serena? Still a bit apprehensive, or you want to go with the idea? See what we
I
can.
can go with the idea. I'm no good with any magic stuff. Like, it's something they're potentially teaching me, but it's not something that I have any experience of.
Maybe you find something you can bring back, and that'll help you, or help them, help you, and they'll teach you some more. I don't know. I don't really know too much about the teachings of the church, wasn't it? It's not really my sort of forte.
All this magic that you guys are showing is not really mine, but mine's more just to defend things with the big axe.
I'll let you in a trick. It's more an interpretation than magic.
Yeah, I definitely don't cast magic.
You burn things.
Sort of.
Everybody looks at Callan confused. It's like, no, it's pretty much. We
It's
thought it was
magic.
magic. We don't have much magic out this way.
I'm not saying it's not magic. I'm just saying it's not me.
And they all look confused and look at the cups. But it is late, and like most of them are like heading off because they are expected to get up
They'll have
tomorrow
work tomorrow, yeah.
and do some manual labor in order to meet whatever
get too
quotas
drunk.
it is. Yeah, hopefully not. In order to meet whatever quotas they've been set. So they all start, like, if you specifically want to keep any of them up and chat all night, they won't be rude enough to be like, no, but also they're all bidding goodnight and heading off.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can take a hit.
We
I
can,
just get my bedroll.
It's at least it's nice enough. At least it's warm and pleasant.
Yeah.
Smell of roasted deer. It's almost like home, except for the fact we're stuck out on a logging camp. But hey ho, it's not quite as comfortable as it could be, but we can all live with that.
So, Mel, did you say Serena was gonna, like, when it gets quite dark, maybe head away from the fire and look out towards where the light was the other night? So you head out knowing like roughly where to look. Like you've made this sort of sketch of a map, and Callan has reckoned the sort of distance and stuff, and it is still a clear night, although it starts to like rain a little as the night draws in and it gets colder. You can't see the light again. It doesn't pierce the darkness. Just the sort of moonlight and stars. You do see like flying through some of the, probably over the trees, some birds. You maybe think these blood-sucking weird things. Bats and stuff around. You hear like critters and stuff in the night. Do you hear an owl?
Ooh.
Does it sound like a very big owl?
Like a very gruff and grumpy owl.
Is it right behind us?
You do hear an owl. You wonder whether the story is true or not. But there's no light, unfortunately. It's not lit.
She'll just come back in and go to bed then. She's just like, well, we're safe, and she'll moan if anyone else is still up. She'll probably just be like, there's definitely no light out there, but the weather's nice, so maybe it's linked.
Yeah.
We rest well, warm, dry, fed. We get up 3 days after leaving, third day after leaving Swan Pass. It is lightly raining. You think, it's going to be possibly a bit of a muddy walk back if you're heading back today, or definitely a muddy tromp uphill. A lot of the loggers don't seem as enthusiastic to get to work this morning as they set off. But yeah, they're there. You know, some folks are heading off this way. Some folks are just going to be stripping logs and stuff from branches and foliage. Others are, you know, prepping stuff and moving things around. There's a few folks who are just maintaining sort of camps. You can, you know, that kind of thing. A few folks are still being handed out parcels and letters and that kind of stuff. And as much as they want to be good guests and it's exciting to see folks, they're also like, we got shit to do. You know, you look after yourselves. Don't get in the way.
Time to go.
They're not kicking you out or anything like that, but they aren't also like, they're not
Hosting us.
hosts. They're not it's not
Yeah, yeah.
hospitality. There's
Yeah.
no tavern or bar or anything here. This is 30 blokes getting on with stuff. And yeah, you're sort of this slightly rainy morning.
I
Alright.
think we should grab something, grab some stew to go, and then be ready to make our own move.
Yeah.
So
You
what
say-
is the verdict then?
Well, yeah. What's the verdict?
So Serena, there was no light yesterday when you went to have a look.
No.
Hmm.
No light. So, and well, I mean, it's more glum than it was. It's not exactly pleasant walking weather. So if it's the light shows whenever it's bad weather, well, and this is pretty bad. At least I don't like it.
I mean, to
Best-
Callan, it sounds like he's talking about a lighthouse. They light when there's bad weather. You're a sailor.
Hmm.
Yeah, I will bring it up actually. Maybe that's true. Maybe it's supposed to indicate like a safe place in the wild. Like you don't
Yeah.
need it when it's all sunny and
That's a good
nice. So.
point. And what colour was the light? Blue and white.
Yeah, it was like a
Blue and purple. Yeah.
Yeah, like
purple.
and we only think the witch is evil because that Till guy said that she was evil, but he, you know,
He
most
also
of
had
what
quite a
he
few
knows is
stories.
25th hand from somebody else.
Yeah. It may be good for us to introduce ourselves.
Well, like I said, came for an adventure. Let's go find one.
Well then, shouldn't be too much of a.
So I'm happy for the Hootie Bear things. We can go look for a giant. We can go and look for the supposed witch. Take your pick.
Let's
I
go
would be
find.
interested.
Let's go find this bear thing. I think that sounds fun.
Cool, yeah.
So we're gonna head out and try and find us an owl bear.
Oh my goodness.
A Hootie Bear.
A
That was the
hootie
most
bear.
Hootie
A
bear.
hootin' bear.
I mean, because they don't know what
Hootie
it's
Bear.
called, do they? So
Okay, so we're
Bear
renaming
owl.
them hootie bears.
There's
until we
hootie
see
bears.
it, then we
Bear
might
owl.
call it an owl bear. But we've basically got a description of something that may or may not hoot, but looks like a bear.
Or looks like a bear eating an owl.
Yeah,
Yeah.
bear eating an owl.
So clearly,
Okay.
there's more bear than owl. So it's a bear owl.
Bear owl, yeah. It's bear. There's bear and owl out there.
Yeah. There's
let's
bear
do-
owls. Yeah.
All right. So it sounds like rather than following the river, we're now going to go and try and head into the woods and start doing some tracking. Okay.
Yeah.
Is that cool with everybody?
I'm scared and I'm staying at the back, but yeah.
Okay.
I'm
We
excited to go find a bear owl.
What we're going to
Bear
do
owl.
to the bear owl when we see it?
Apparently, say hi to it.
I mean, it depends what
According
it
to
does, to be fair.
Callan. Oh yeah, if it runs off, then at least we can confirm, sober, that it ain't, and in the light that it's
We could-
actually a real thing.
We could mark
Yeah.
it on Serena's map.
I make a note
Yeah.
of it, and maybe we'll
Mhm.
get like a tracker's fee or something from Swan Pass.
Yeah.
I can add it
Might
to
be
my map
interested.
and we can sort of see like the kind of location, like it might have like a little den or something, and then at least
yeah.
we know that's there for the future.
Yeah, I mean, do they live in caves? Do they have like burrows? Do they really
exactly.
come from the river? All right, yeah, let's go.
Let's
Okay.
do it.
So we can do this at a fast pace, but it is with a penalty. And you can do it at a slow pace, which would come with an advantage. We could just do it at a normal pace and cover,
Well,
12 miles of
is
basically.
anyone good at tracking?
I'm pretty good.
Because I don't have survival. I just have a wisdom bonus.
I
Is
have
the snow
survival.
still there on the floor?
No, because we've had a clear day and it is raining now.
Right.
Is it raining hard enough for mud to like be trackable?
It's
Footprints.
mostly like puddly, slippy mud rather than like that kind of stuff. So,
the most unpleasant of mud.
yeah, there's this kind of weather would give you a disadvantage to climb or scale objects or balance and keep one's footing.
Well, we should probably let Serena
Mud wrestling
choose
weather.
as the tracker.
Joys.
As the tracker, what's your advice?
We can have, I think if we keep to like as dry a path as possible through the woods, and like just have a little look around, see if we can see any tracks, see if we can see any droppings, any kind of scratches on the trees nearby. We can have a little look and just see.
Okay.
Because we know it's a, they said that they saw it about half a day's travel into the woods, didn't they?
Yeah.
So we can go like a few hours in and see what we can see.
Cool.
Okay.
Put your hoods up and your cloaks because it's not very nice.
Okay. So we're gonna spend half a day walking out. While we're walking out, we're gonna keep our eyes open. We're gonna try and track and look.
Yeah, and then once we get half a day out, just kind of spiral round looking for stuff.
And then you're going to spend the day, like further day, like checking out and not come back tonight. You're going to camp out there tonight. Is that the plan?
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Okay,
Yep,
cool.
yep.
So leaving the camp and the river behind us, we head off into Yon Woods, walking, keeping our eyes peeled. So
One question, sorry. Are we leaving the mule or bringing it with us?
Leave them. I think we've got to leave it.
I think we should leave it.
I think it's part of the parcel, wasn't it? It's like there's
because
Swag wants a mule back. Like
I was gonna say, but we can leave the mule
can
in
leave
the
it
camp.
at the camp.
Yeah.
Nip on out, come back a couple of days later, take the mule, go back.
I mean, if it dies, we probably can't afford a new one, so we should leave it behind.
They're only 8 gold.
Exactly.
I mean, I have 9.5 to my name.
It'd be all your gold. All your gold.
And living expenses in Swan Pass are like $1 a day, so
fancy living expenses.
and that's normal.
Fancy. That's fancy.
Normal, man.
Normal
Like,
is
That
fancy.
is fancy.
Normal
Maybe
is
wants
fancy.
to build a building or something.
Yeah. All right. So the mule stays at the camp and we head out. Let's see. Serena's gonna track for stuff. Somebody is gonna help her.
Yeah, I'm gonna help. Bryn's also got her cards out again.
Okay, she's gonna do
and
some
draws one
fortune
out.
teller.
Yeah. The sun is a good way of guiding. That brings light to all the shadows and makes things hard to hide. So you'll have a bardic inspiration for your roll.
Excellent. And if you want, Kalan, you can
Cast guidance as well.
Yeah, that would be your action, your help action. So the question is, what's Dax going to do for these 4 hours? They just keeping a lookout, keeping You want to forage?
Because they don't have much to eat.
Okay.
Bearing in mind that my mage hand can extend 60 foot.
Yeah,
so
you've got plenty of time. Yeah.
plenty going on.
Sure. All right. So Serena's going to make a survival, wisdom survival check to track said beast.
Does Serena follow Lady Cora? Is that your religion?
Yes, indeed.
Same for Caroline as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's it. Oh my goodness.
It's like we both read the law document and went, this is cool.
Both read the law document and went Dragonborn.
And obviously you've got bardic inspiration and guidance. So that's what, D6 and a D4?
Yep.
As well?
Yep.
Excellent. So you can make that roll.
Let's hope so.
And then Dax can make a survival roll for foraging.
Ooh, that's pretty good. That is a 13 on my D20 plus 2, so it's a 15 plus a D6.
Oh, wow.
Which is 4, which is 19 plus a D4, which is a dirty 20.
Nice.
Wow.
Yes.
All right. So we spend like it's 4 hours, and you find what you think at first are probably bear tracks, or definitely bears live in these woods. As you're looking around, like there is a strange kind of, like, obviously bears have claws, but these claws, like, it's disproportionate sort of tracks to what you would expect. And then there's other things that kind of make you wonder if this slightly drunk logger was actually like what he'd saw. He's just convinced himself he hadn't saw. Maybe we find like an odd feather mixed in with something, and it's not a traditional style of bird feather. It's there's like the way it would have fit into the skin is not quite right, or
like she's gathering the evidence. Like she's probably like making a little sketch of like the tracks, and like maybe sort of keeping the feather, and kind of like just like gathering the evidence for it.
Yeah. And you follow it further into this this woodland as you kind of make your way through, and you become more comfortable, or the evidence there. You follow these bear tracks that aren't quite bear tracks. You think if you keep following it, you might find. But then there's the other side of it is this is a large creature. This is a big thing. As you head in, and you spend the morning's walk, the morning's march, doing that. Dax, how much food do you get?
16 Dax rolled.
Oh yeah, do you want to roll a d6?
Yes. D6. Roll. Come on, 3.
3. And your wisdom modifier is 0?
Yes.
Yeah, so you get 3, but you get loads. Like these woods, great.
There's
loads
no
of food.
deer here then.
There's no deer here. Almost like something's eating it.
Oh, yes.
Something's eating all the deer. So yeah, Serena, you're fairly sure there's at least a weird bear out this way. At least one. Definitely like territorial markings and that kind of stuff going on. You could continue out further to see if we could track it down, or we could go back to camp.
So kind of like look around everyone and be like, there's definitely evidence that it's not just a bear.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And
let's confront
don't know if any of you have ever dealt with bears, but they're not the nicest of animals.
Do we want to at least try and see it? At least then we can at least say we've seen it. Then, because at the moment they've got a few things, like it's pretty damning, but maybe not to someone who we just turn up and say, "Oh, look, there's something weird in the woods."
I, for one, have never seen a bear and an owl forged into one being. I would like to go and see it.
Exactly, got to see it in its own flesh.
But then again,
and be ready to run, I imagine.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yes, yeah.
Because it's not the safest
dangerous
animal to be around. Yeah.
I suppose the question to ask here would be, who's the slowest?
Well, I'm the smallest.
Between the other 3, it's like.
Yeah, what's Dax's walking speed?
30 foot.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Even though he's small, he's must be
Quick
quite
little
nimble.
legs.
Yeah.
Little legs.
Imagine him running through the woods.
Yeah.
Same for me.
I'm not very good at being sneaky though. It's not really my forte. Clanks
Me
around
neither.
an arm.
I'm a bit loud, as you can probably tell.
If you take a slow pace for your day, let me double check. I think it gives you it definitely gives you a bonus. I can't remember whether it's advantage. You gain a +5 to your survival checks, and you are able to travel stealthily, which I guess means you can at least make the check to be stealthy. Let's interpret it that way, and I will make a note to be more clear.
Sneaking. Well, if we just take it carefully, at least then we have a chance, right? And then, like I say,
Let's not surprise it.
If it sees us, it sees us, and then we stop. We take it easy. We step back. It's. And don't then just try and run away because it'll probably chase us.
Or fly after us. That is the
That's
concerning
true,
bit.
actually.
We
Yeah.
don't actually know if they can fly or not. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, that's terrifying.
How big would their wingspan be?
Oh.
Huge. Huge.
Huge.
Huge.
Well, I guess we can probably cross that bridge when we find it.
Yeah, if we go carefully, like
Yeah, exactly.
we'll go very carefully and quietly and try and not scare it.
Let's do. I nearly said let's do this then, but my character wouldn't say that. I would say that. Okay, let's go.
Yeah, it works for me.
Aye.
Right. So we slow our pace down. We concentrate more on the area. Again, Kalan, are you gonna guide Serena?
Mhm.
Gonna offer that help?
Yeah, we don't want to
Dax?
find that it's stalking us, do we? So
Oh no, don't. Dax, are you proficient in survival at all?
No,
Okay.
no. I lived on a spaceship all my life.
Yeah. Okay. Is anybody proficient in survival?
Yes.
Just Serena.
Did you
So I was
not live
gonna
on a spaceship, Serena?
No.
No.
I'm a storyteller. I don't really. I follow the roads.
I was good because obviously if somebody's got proficiency
you
in it,
can
they
get
can help
advantage,
and you
yeah.
can have advantage.
That's why we're guiding.
Okay. So let me just.
It's only
So
the
you're
D4
gonna-
this time, though.
Yeah, you're going to get +5 to this roll from taking our time to do it.
Oh, yes.
Is that +5 plus a modifier plus the D4?
Yeah, an additional
Okay.
+5. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. Right. Let's hope we were well, shall we? I don't like this relying on my rolls. Good
Serena.
lord.
Oh no.
Well. There's a grand total of 4 on 2 dice.
Really?
Plus 2.
The bear's going to find us.
11 survival,
11. Okay.
Middling.
including the plus
Realize
5.
the birds are bigger than you thought, and you're stood inside its mouth.
Yeah. Just
Middling.
Welcome to my 3 on the roll.
oh.
Me
was bound to
knowing
happen
Mel is-
sooner or
me knowing
later.
Mel is just the knowing nod of, yep.
Okay, let me
I like to
just
say the reason dice shells exist is because I exist. Where are you? In you go.
Actually going in.
So we look around. What did we get? Did we say 11?
11.
11.
We look around and we can't work out, like, even slowing down, like there's quite a few things. Like we find like more evidence of those weird mosquito bird bat things, like small creatures that look to be exsanguinated kind of thing, like rabbits and that kind of stuff.
It's a vampire hooting bear.
No, clearly not a vampire hooting bird. Like more evidence of those weird
Which
birds.
bird?
Oh,
birds
the,
that we killed.
the bat things.
They've also always got the blood inside them.
Yeah.
Oh.
We find a bunch of that. Like this forest is teeming with that. We find some evidence of like wolves have been through the area, so there's definitely like things are not too far away from society, but also just enough. We find a little bit more evidence of this bear owl, but we can't, like, we don't get a sighting of it. We don't quite work out whether it has a nest up in a tree or is a cave or that kind of stuff. But definitely in this area there are wolves. There are more of these bat birds. There is an owl bear of some kind, and there's probably a bear, because there's smaller, like there's lower down territorial sort of scratches and higher up ones with the weird feathery claw stuff. So there's stuff, but either we're moving quietly or the wet weather or whatever, we don't get into trouble today. we
Do you guys think it's worth trying to kill some wolves and selling the pelts?
Well, I mean, if we come across them, I don't suppose there's too much harm if they do.
Imagine a bear owl pelt.
Yes.
Well,
Oh,
it'd be big. It'd be big.
I mean, we are getting towards late in the evening. Like it's gonna start getting hard because we've done like
Yeah.
a whole day's worth of looking for owl bears.
So we can kind of
We're going on a bear hunt, yeah.
Yeah.
We're
Yes.
kind of at the point where, well, we've got some evidence. Serena, have you got more of the markings, the scratchings? Those are at least a little something.
Yeah.
And well, might be enough to maybe get the interest of someone more so at the back in Swampass, but as for actually convincing the average folk, maybe not so much.
It might be worth marking. Like I said, if we can get some maps together and stuff and kind of get an idea of more of the areas and stuff like that, then we can kind of use that back at Swampass.
Oh yeah, like what is it? About a day's travel, northwest from the current location of the logging camp. That's not too bad.
Yeah.
If we rest here, it might find us. If this is its area.
Yeah, definitely
on
its
our guard.
territory.
Okay.
It's a little late to. Well, we could.
We can
I
still
think
rest. Just be prepared.
we make a decision as to whether or not we rest out here or whether we call it as what we have and head on back. As we can't really half it because we'll just be stuck doing the same trip back and forth tomorrow.
We should rest. I feel we should rest. And if we see or hear this owl bear, then just be prepared.
Well, the question would be, how well are you lot without really lighting a fire? Don't want to draw any attention.
How far away from the logging camp are we?
Right there.
4 hours of fast pace.
Oh.
But because you've had a day out, you will need to make some con saves.
I vote we go back, but if everyone else votes to stay, then we can stay. That's fine by me.
I'm willing for just one last check around in the morning, and then if we decide, then we've got the full day to go back rather than try to rush it back. Now, traveling at night is never always. Traveling at night could be worse if it does find us.
Yeah, it might be nocturnal as well. Yeah, obviously, like
You can
how
probably see a lot better in the dark than we can.
Yeah,
if
we
it's
can't
got some
see.
kind of owl in it. Yeah.
Well, I could try and stay up. Well, I can stay up all night with my
And you'll
vision,
be tired tomorrow.
but we'll be alive.
I can't really argue with that one. I'll give him.
Yeah, if we're not going to light torches, that probably is the best plan, actually.
Yeah.
And we'll just.
And I can attempt to use my, just out of character, can I use this prestigious, because I've never really used it before. Can I just use it constantly? Like, right, you need warming up, you need warming up, you need saving. Can you just keep doing that?
Yeah, it's a cantrip, so you can keep using it.
It's just, it just seems so overpowered.
It is a.
But it doesn't really
good.
do very much, is why.
It doesn't do mechanically that much. That's why it's such a great cantrip. That's why.
Yeah, it just seemed to. Oh, I'm a bit silly.
So
We're not going to have
creative.
any fire. I'm just thinking, well, just keep warming your clothes up or your armor up, and
Yeah, you create one of the following. So, like, you could warm someone up for an hour, and then when you warm somebody else up when you start to warm somebody else up, the warmth on the other person would fade because you can only have one effect going at one time. So you chill, warm. Yeah. Instantaneous light, you can instantly clean, also you can get a nudge manager. So you can you can only have one effect at a time. That's its limitations. But you could over course of the night
clean and take turns warming people up. I don't think Brynna, you don't need warming.
Oh no, my mistake. Yeah, if you cast this spell multiple times, you can have up to 3 of its non-instantaneous effects at any one time. So there you
I
go.
imagine
So you
it's
can
like
have some
holding a hot
perks.
cup of coffee is the amount of
Mhm.
like energy it will put out.
It's
that
like
gonna,
it's a cubic foot, so it's like a hot water bottle kind of effect.
yeah.
Mhm.
Which is very well worth thinking.
Yeah, like a nice little.
And I'm all right for the cold, so you three can be nice and toasty for the entire evening.
I mean, there's no reason not to be. I mean, you don't have to. You can just say no, thanks, Dax.
Yeah.
I'm resistant to the cold, so I don't need to worry about it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah,
But
I mean,
anyway, that's
Simon
probably-
Callon, I made him quite hardy. I gave him quite a big con bonus.
Yeah, no, that's probably better than having a fire in Owlbear territory.
All right. But I can do that. But then, of course, Dax will be tired tomorrow.
Mhm.
It's fine. I think it'll be fine because we'll have
Yeah, it
two
feels like
dragon
a
balls.
reasonable payoff, doesn't it?
It does. Listen, sound the alarm. All right. I'll be happy to stay. I'll be happy to stay awake all night and
Okay.
keep watch.
Worst case, someone else can carry his pack, and I can carry him for the day, or them for the day.
Mhm.
Thank you.
Okay. So Dax is gonna keep folks warm and stay awake all night.
And clean. I can clean people too.
Yeah. And we don't need to keep Brynna warm because they're resistant to the cold, so they're fine. We set up some tents. We have Dax has got a lot of nuts and berries and food. We can dig into our rations. Let me just check. Where would it be? Come on, rules.
I envisage this owl bear just swooping down, picking Dax up and flying off. New character, Dylan. We don't want greys in this game.
Not you.
We got three pounds of was it 3 pounds of berries and stuff?
I think it was a big chunk
It
of
was a lot. Yeah, I rolled 16. Yeah.
yeah. It was
Yeah, I'll probably just I'll have a set of rations then. I'm not too
Okay.
bothered.
Do we still have any of the meat from the deal left?
no, we all had it
We
at camp.
shared it.
Yeah,
Fair enough.
in exchange for booze and stuff.
Ration it is then, yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like Serena would probably like share the berries and stuff with you if you're happy to. And then
Oh yeah, Dax is sharing the berries they've got as well, and nuts and whatever else was found. I love how in depth this is.
Cool. All right,
Because
so
it's
we
yeah.
yeah, it matters, doesn't it?
They're like, we're proper bonding over berries and nuts.
Berries and nuts. And
no
it's-
fire.
no fire. Berries and
fire.
nuts, tents, little like
Keep it as warm.
Magic warm.
magic warm,
We're basically hiding from
Yeah.
an unknown predator. is what we're
unknown
doing.
giant thing in the dark. All right.
Yeah.
Dax, with your dark vision, let's like, and just to like other folks, Dax is the only one staying awake. Dax is the only one who's doing the watch. Yeah, so everybody's going to take a long
so.
rest. Okay. So yeah, Dax, make us a perception check while the folks fall asleep.
Oh my goodness, it's 4.
4. All right, so you sit. You don't have a fire, so maybe you like wander around a bit. You try and look out for the big light that we've seen in the weathers, but the rain sort of drops off. Like it's been this drizzly sort of rain. It goes back to like a nice sort of clear night and is quite nice. You can hear things in the woods. You're a small sized folk, so you sort of like hear things that are probably about the same size as you moving around out there, if not bigger. Can hear things fluttering. It's a bit creepy. It's a bit creepy, but nothing jumps out to kill you. You probably
Good.
hear some owls and that kind of stuff. Definitely probably some growling and that kind of things. I've been rolling for like random encounters and
Nothing.
none of them keep coming up. This is lulling you into a false sense of security.
It does. I feel quite secure.
Aside
I
from
don't.
spookiness,
fine.
it's very, very spooky. Can you give us another perception check?
Probably before.
12.
12. Excellent.
12 this time.
All right, so the first half of the night, spooky things scruttling around. Second half of the night, and with sunrise and that kind of stuff, weather continues to brighten. You can see the change in creatures overnight, like from like the scurrying kind of things to stuff that is not as nocturnal. Birds moving around, squirrels, and all that kind of stuff. Blissfully, you do not get your face eaten by a bear owl.
Oh, I'm kind of relieved, actually. Gosh.
Yeah. But at the morning, could you make me a constitution check?
Yes. Oh, 19.
Yeah. Okay. So there's no exhaustion or anything, but anything that would reset on a long rest doesn't for Dax. Yeah, you're like not exhausted. You're not suffering any penalties and that kind of stuff. But yeah, you don't. So long rest resets do not kick in for them. Gosh darn it. And yeah, we rouse the rest of your slightly warm friends because of your magic prestidigitation, and eat some nuts and rations and things.
Mm-hmm. I think I've used a set of rations, so that would be the rest would have the fruit. I think from the day before.
Mm-hmm.
We can forage today as well. I'll see if I can pre-cook something.
Pre-cooking.
So day 4 away from Swan Pass. What is our plan?
I think we're gonna have a look around this morning.
Okay, so we're gonna do some more tracking.
Mm-hmm.
And then if we can't find anything by sort of like midday, we'll probably head on back.
Start making our way home.
Yeah,
Sure.
so we'd have to camp here
Some
again.
evidence, but I think
enough
with
for us
fast
to
pace,
potentially come back.
yeah,
Okay.
maybe even with a bounty.
Oh. All right, so we're specifically looking for owlbears, but if we can spot some wolves, we're down to scalp. Okay.
Scalp some wolves, yeah.
Okay, cool. So it rests on Serena's shoulders then to do some more tracking.
Yeah.
Me, right? I'm going to use an online dice roller because I'm bored.
With the
of my
help of the
dice
Lady
game roller.
Cora.
Okay, with the help of the Lady Coda, so we got some guidance.
I'll probably tell like a tale of the Great Tracker. You know,
Can Dax forage as we move?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Replenish our nuts and berries.
Give you a bardic inspiration, Serena.
Yeah.
So you got the guidance, bardic inspiration. Are we moving at a normal pace, or are we taking the day slow?
The half day for the morning that we're tracking will probably take it slow.
Okay, so
not
also
really going too far out from where we stayed.
Okay, so we're just gonna around that kind of area. All right, and that'll give you an additional +5.
As best as we can.
I'm going to try this online now because I'm like, I don't trust my actual dice.
This is where we're getting at 20.
Well.
Oh gosh.
Let's roll the other dice. So that is 10 plus 12, 14. Oh, okay, a 19.
A 19.
Because
All
we
right.
got a natural 6.
Excellent. All right.
But the other dice rolled pretty good.
So we don't go too far from where we are. We only cover a few miles around as we're moving through the woods, the forest area kind of thing. Yeah, it's just about 8 miles sort of traveling around, 4 miles out and around. Excellent. So we get to probably not far before midday. We spend a good morning of like this, and okay, we saw that over there. We've got ribbons like that. These are more like this. Okay, folks, let's go over here. Let's look at that. And we do see it's some sort of like hillish area. There's rocks and that kind of stuff, and we do see that there is a cave of some sort into the woodlands. Whether we want to stealth in or walk in and have a look, that's our next choice.
Oh, definitely stealth.
We're going to make
For
some
me,
stealth
anyway.
Definitely
checks.
sneak our way in if we're going to do that.
Okay. We will all need to make stealth checks to sneak in and see if we can catch whatever is.
Those of us in heavy armor are going to be at a disadvantage on that.
Yeah,
I roll
well,
well, just normal.
for that one, you're going to get at least
Ooh, 20.
a little,
okay.
a little tale of the sneaky, I don't know,
Are we?
beast.
We have found a cave.
Oh, so yeah.
I just rolled a nat 20. Why?
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 Don't want to be eaten.
And we are making stealth checks to approach
Okay.
carefully.
Yeah, we're doing it as a group or individually.
We're all
check.
rolling.
I got 11.
Okay,
If
11.
I have to roll at a disadvantage, I got 6.
plus your bardic inspiration.
Plus my bardic
Ooh.
inspiration.
He's still whispering in Serena's ear.
Pretty much.
9.
9.
I got a 16.
9, 16, 11, and 20. Okay.
So
That's the
good.
order we're going to get eaten in.
Yeah, that's the eating order. Okay.
Well,
You know what we didn't
It
consider?
might not be hungry
is
after 2.
what if owlbears aren't solitary creatures?
Yeah, I know, right?
Oh,
Yeah, but
Or
they're
it's defending
territorial.
its eggs.
So
Okay. So
I mean, wolves are territorial. Anyway, I'll be quiet. Go on.
we sort of gather together. We move quietly forwards, glancing back at Serena,
Like,
shrink with this chainmail or armor and stuff that we can hear, and we approach the cave up ahead. We can hear definitely the sounds of something in there, like not necessarily scurrying around, but there's definitely like movement of a beast or something in there. And also there are a large number of like rotting or like bones, like carcasses or bones or something around this area. And you know, these bear owl tracks lead into the cave. We sort of move quietly closer and closer.
What do we think the bones are from?
Do you want to make a quick nature check?
Sure. I will probably nudge everybody else as well. So, I got a 16. No, I didn't. I got a
Nice.
15 because it's -1 for nature, I think. Maybe go on
intelligence,
sheet.
yeah.
Okay.
So I got a 15. What
Okay.
the only thing I really want to know is like, is this from like something quite big? Therefore, the hooty birds are big, or is it? Oh, like they're all like rats and stuff.
No, these look like there is
Oh,
some deer things
rat.
here. There's probably some sort of fox and stuff as well.
Are the bones right next to us?
They're outside the front of
So
the
we've got a good
cave,
view of them.
this den, yeah. Like the air around here is pretty thick with like decay and meat and stuff.
Mhm.
Notice, like Serena's definitely noticed in the air, like as the closer we've got to this cave, the less local fauna is around. Like the locals know not to stay too close to this cave.
Yeah. Any more feathers?
Yeah, definitely more of these strange kind of feathers around here. Some of them covered, like some of them have got blood spatter and that kind of stuff in it.
Can Dax gather some as we're moving with telekinesis?
Yeah, absolutely. Feathers float up towards Dax. As we sort of get closer, we can hear something. It's not like not moving around lots, but there's something shuffling around in the cave.
Can I see?
Can
With
you?
my
Oh, you've got
night vision.
dark vision. Yeah.
Yeah.
Night vision, yeah, dark vision.
Night vision. Yeah, what is your passive perception?
It is passive perception is 12.
12. All right. So Dax, small, quiet, up ahead, kind of gets close to the entrance. You can see the cave is not that big, nothing more than maybe like 30 foot into the side of this little hill. Probably no bigger than maybe Brinna's, like, if she were to reach
Head,
up.
yeah.
Yeah, it's no bigger than that. It's not huge.
About 10 feet.
Yeah, kind of thing. You can see in there what looks like the back end of a deer. Like, you can see like the haunches and the leg sort of on the floor. And this large sort of, like, I assume like you've got an idea of what a bear would look like as you look at this, and it sort of shuffles or moves, and there is another thing in there as well. There's two large, and as you kind of peer into the darkness with your little, what are they, Frowl eyes, weird big lenses, definitely get a glimpse of like feather or beak as it rolls, and sort of one of them like rolls into the other one to steal some warm. So there's probably two bear owls in here.
Okay, I'll Dax will pause, not move at all, and telepathically link to Serena, and said, "There's two of them. There's two owl birds. I'll be using my voice, so I'm hoping you'll know it's me that's talking to you."
Yeah, but your voice is in my head.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Just kind of be like, how close is she to whoever is in front of her?
I mean, you can't be more than maybe like a spaced out 20 foot or so kind of line, even if you keep like good distancing sort of.
So kind of like tap whoever's in front of her and just be like, apparently there's two of them in there.
I daren't move.
Yeah.
I'll be in front, and I'll cast message to Kalarn as well, just like relaying the message. There's two of them in there apparently, so best be careful. Don't go too close.
Better fuck off, to be honest, eh?
You can reply. So yes, you did reply. Good. Might probably just like motion to move back a bit, just like.
Dax will very, very slowly start edging out as well.
Okay. So we back off. Takes 20, 30 minutes for us to get to a space where we're like sure we can talk and not have to. Yeah.
As I back my 7 hit points out of there.
In the lead.
Yeah. How many hit points do I have?
I'm in double figures.
You're a paladin.
I can't even remember where you see that on D&D.
All right.
I've got 9.
I've also got 9. But yeah, no, like sort of voice down. Well, I guess we've actually seen him then. That's something.
2 of them, and they look like partners.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
also they're large creatures, especially
big. Can you, with telepathy, can you like show images?
Just speak. I can only speak to you.
Only speaking.
I'm not. As I get older, maybe, and stronger, but I can't.
Maybe you can just add a sketch to the maps, and when we get back to Swamp Pass.
Yeah. Well, at least we know there's 2 of them there, and I think that probably
warn, whether they believe us or not, we can at least warn them.
Yeah, we can let the loggers know as well, because the last thing they want to do is bumble in on this place and
cut this place down. Yeah,
2 huge.
Especially as it's thickly wooded around here, they might actually get to hear potentially with the logging. But I mean, they want to be close to the river, but still, like they might end up straying
bring it
further
in
than
for the
to.
day, and then
Mm.
like they say, they want to keep what is it, accidents per day down to a minimum. So let's not have bear-related accidents. That would be unpleasant.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Especially since we know that, at least now we know that that's the case.
And we know the carnivores as well.
Yeah, they're eating, what was it, deer, deer's big enough as it is. So, yeah, let's head on down.
At least we
Must
have
be
proof
quite
now. We've got that
fast as
feather.
well, because presumably they either chase or stalk the deers.
Aye, because
We've got to
they
be
aren't.
fast enough to get the deer.
Mm.
Yeah.
Did
Oh,
Dak
no,
see any
maybe these
wings? I can't
weapons.
remember.
Pardon?
Did Dak see any wings when they were looking at them, or just lots of feather?
Feathery, furry things, like they are
Mm.
sort of curled up,
Mm.
sleeping. Like they've obviously eaten something big recently, or
Yeah.
eaten enough to rest.
Could be hibernating.
Oh,
Very
shame I
soon.
didn't take an egg. Would have been good.
No,
wouldn't it?
that would have been a really
We'd-
bad idea, I
We'd
think.
have been rich.
We also would have been dinner.
Aye, dinner's not exactly where I want to be.
I know. Yeah, it was.
All
It
right,
was
should we
concerning.
forage on the way back to
Alright,
the camp? then?
Make a fast pace back to the camp. Maybe
Mhm.
even get to have a meal again. That was rather nice, and then take the mule on back, and we'll be back home in a few days. I think that's probably a good place to be.
I'll clean these feathers and hand them to Serena.
Oh,
These
nice.
feathers are collected, Serena. I've cleaned them.
Thank you very much.
Okay, so we get our stuff together, we tie everything on, and we're going to set off at a fast pace back to the logging camp. Can't forage. Well, we could forage. No, we can't forage at a fast pace. That's the rule. So
Yeah,
we can't.
do we need to go back at a fast pace? It's only 4 hours.
If we're to, because we came out at a fast pace, so if we're to get back today,
Mhm.
then we'll need to go
Okay,
back.
yeah,
up
I didn't
fast.
realize we came out at a fast pace.
Yeah. No, we came out at normal pace, but
Came
we've
out-
also
Yeah.
gone further.
Mm.
So we've done a normal pace and 2 slow paces out
Mhm.
to get to this den. So we'd need to do like a fast pace. Like we might, if the weather is good to us and we do well, we might just get back.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if we do a fast pace and we get back to the logging camp, we've got rations as well, so we can just eat
Yeah.
rations.
Yeah, we've got. Oh. I'm pretty sure, Dax, that half your backpack's full of rations. So
Oh.
Yeah.
But help yourself
Where's
to the
that?
rations.
I don't mind if I do.
Okay. So we're
Definitely,
gonna turn around and attempt to retrace our footsteps quickly.
Mhm.
So yeah, who's gonna lead us out? Is that back to Serena?
Apparently, I'm the only one, proficient in it, but it doesn't necessarily mean
it
that I
is
have
it
to
is
lead.
the it is the question of it's proficiency but Mel's rolls against no proficiency but someone else.
But Serena with Brynna whispering in her ear.
I can't anymore. I've
Oh,
I
used
can
it
gosh.
now.
now. I can.
You can
In
guide me,
guidance.
so
Lady Cora can tell you where to go.
Okay.
I listened
that's
to
for
Lady
tails.
Cora.
I'm all tailsed out for the day.
Right. Natural 20. Come on. You were natural
on.
20 before. Are you going to do it again? Come on.
Yes.
You got a 19.
Yes, that's good
Close
enough.
enough. Yeah.
That's a 2. Plus 2 on survival. So that is 21, 23.
Nice. Okay. So it is maybe it is Lady Cora guiding us back the way we came.
Mhm.
We find we move past quickly, kind of parallel to where we camped the night before. We head out and we break the sort of tree line, and we start getting into places where we can see the evidence of the logging has been done. Like the guys have been in this area and we know the way back. We can see the river up ahead, and we move as fast as we can safely. Dax's poor little legs going at it.
Going like
Um,
bee
Pick him
wings.
up.
Yeah. And it is like the sun is down by the time we return to the camp. To which, you know, there's folks who have done a busy day and weren't expecting to stay up drinking after another night of drinking. So there's a bunch of guys who've already gone to bed. There are some folks who are, you know, just tending to stuff human admin kind of thing, you know, that kind of stuff. And you're greeted warmly. You're given a seat by a fire. They have some sort of vegetable stew on the go that they will happily share with you.
Yes.
They will listen to tales of what you got up to.
Bear owls.
Barrels.
Yeah. And like Till is like, I told you, I knew it. And the other guy's like, look, you sure? Like,
Holds up the evidence.
Shooting
Like,
bears are real.
Pretty sure.
and they're
Pretty
like,
sure.
okay.
Mhm.
Marcus,
Dax here's seen them.
Saw
Like,
two.
sober in the light, all that. So no question. No
okay.
question.
They're there.
Marcus sits down with Serena for a bit and is like, okay, tell me where. Like he's like, I don't want my guys to get eaten by the bear owls.
Don't go anywhere near.
Yeah. That kind of stuff. He takes it as a much more credible threat than the angry, grumpy witch that lives up the mountain.
Mhm.
Especially when you show him, like, I assume you've taken like rubbings and you've got these
Mhm.
feathers and you've
Yeah.
made drawings, and like it probably looks really cool in a book. He takes this in and, like, you know, he knows better than to mess with nature in this way in the area. And other folks are like, see, wizards were just downright evil, man. This is proof. Like, they did weird, horrible things. Imagine the madness that must take over someone to think they could mess and create a bear owl. Like, why? You know, there's, to some of them, it just compounds the fact that wizards are horrible people, which is what they've grown
Horrid.
up with. Which is what they've grown
Well,
up with.
then I feel like they kind of like Serena at least might point out that, you know, there were two of them. They were probably just trying to, you know, have a family and feed the family, and that's what they were trying to do. And we didn't want to disturb them. Plus, they're really big, and they could probably have us for breakfast.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
So
then
keep away from them.
A lot of them-
there's the
Oh.
case that these wizards made two of them. That's even worse.
And there's probably babies as well.
I mean,
I
they
didn't
might
see
just
any.
live out here. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I've never seen those bird mosquito things before.
Oh, one of them is like, oh, you've encountered the sturges too.
Yeah, they tried
Is that
to
what they're
steal my
called?
food.
Okay.
Yeah. There's like, they're like weird bats
Hmm.
sort of thing. Like, but they like to, like, if they get you, hunt and you know, they'll try and, like, you know, try and suck out your blood, like weird things. But they're pretty small. Like, then they're not like very.
Get like a big club or something, just whack when they
Well,
come
yeah,
past.
you can take them out with an axe. Like, we've dealt with a few roosts of them in our time. They're not too big a problem unless there's a lot of them.
Clan
Yeah.
here took down 3 with just by breathing on them.
You had some bad lunch you had there then.
I finished off
yeah.
the last one and we buried them.
Okay. You don't need to bury them. They just,
They were disgusting creatures.
yeah, they are.
Didn't know what to do with them really.
I will. Yeah, it's easy enough to seems easy enough to deal with him, at least. So, what do you do if you find a roost, just like as you would do with a wasp nest or something, just like set it on fire or something?
Yeah, burn it. Yeah.
Burn it.
Yeah, we've got some real shitty booze. We make like the bottle with the
Ah,
rag.
right. Yeah.
Marcus is probably like, it's not
Understand.
booze, it's rubbing alcohol. Yeah, that kind of.
I
But yeah,
mean,
you-
it's booze if you can stomach it.
Booze if you don't get a supply run for a couple of weeks.
Well, at least there's been a supply run, so there we go.
Yeah, they're all like, yeah, great. Yeah, stew is shared. We have a good chat. Unless there's anything like they're all like, I do need a good night's sleep. I'm sorry.
We've kept him up two nights in 3 days, so we shouldn't
Um,
too long.
Yeah, no worries. We can all have an early night and then travel normally back to Swan Pass.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think Dax needs a good night's sleep at least.
Definitely.
Eyes out.
Mhm.
Made a good roll. Could have been a horrible day.
Yes,
Oh, dear.
you did good. They did good.
But yeah, we all take a nice long rest.
Nice song.
Hmm.
Somewhere warm, sheltered, much nicer than the previous night. And Dax doesn't have to
Yes.
stay up, prestidigitating everything to keep you.
Such a cool spell. I'm so glad I picked it.
It is a good spell.
My goodness.
It remains clear throughout the night and into the morning, which means it should be good to make our walk home. Are we just walking at a normal pace? We're going to camp out one more night and then.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, I think we can probably get away with that.
We can
Okay.
forage on the way, can't
Because
we?
we've got the fire pit and the campsite that we set up actually on the way
Yeah,
back.
you're going to try and hit that camp there.
Yeah.
And then in the morning, you could either just make a fast walk or.
Yeah, and make our way
Slow.
back.
Okay. All right. So we sleep, we get ready, we're going to forage, and we're going to just follow the river.
Yeah.
Okay. So who's going to make those foraging checks? Who's doing that? Anybody helping anybody else?
Oh,
Dax
Dax has been foraging with Mage Hand with his
Yeah, of
telekinesis.
course.
is doing his
Always.
It's kind of what he does at the minute. They do.
Yeah.
is Kalarn doing his pre-cooking.
I would like to, because that saves us an absolute fortune every time I find something. So
Yeah.
And it seems to be that fortune may be on the side.
Ooh,
And drawing the Wheel of Fortune.
nice.
What card did you just draw?
Wheel of
Wheel of
Fortune.
Fortune.
Oh, well,
Cool.
I've just rolled an 11
Excellent. All right.
And
for survival.
Kalarn gets his +6. Plus
Cool.
1d6.
Dylan, do you want to roll a d6? Let's find out how much food you get.
D6. Roll 5.
Wow, loads.
Ooh.
Loads.
Yeah, perfect.
I got 11 plus 4 for my survival check.
Yeah, sure.
Oh,
You
no,
can make.
so I didn't. I got a +1 as well because I have a wisdom bonus. So I
Excellent.
got 16 in total.
Yeah. Do you want to make a d6 roll?
I do.
We're going to probably be fine for the rest of the.
I got a
Just
a
4.
And we had that vegetable stew last
And
night.
you had
which was good.
5. You had 1 to that, so that's £5. So again, you probably find another deer or something.
Cool.
Yeah.
I feel like when we set up camp for tonight, like we just build a nice big fire and like cook kind of everything together, like or cook like
Make
a
our own
vegetarian.
stew.
Yeah.
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 Spend some time this evening.
Which
But
we can
like
probably
kind of
also
make something so like we can kind of like dry some meat, etc. Like so we can kind of make ourselves some rations for tomorrow as well.
Yeah, keep it for
Yeah.
the next day. Absolutely
Yeah,
awesome.
that
Yeah.
sounds
Okay.
lovely.
So yeah, we kill some sort of deer. We then follow the rest of the day. We make our way, casual, normal pace, not trying to force it. And we do find this pit that we made last time. It was, looks like someone, stuff has scurried around it and that kind of thing. But the rocks are still laid in the circle. You can still see like the sort of area you've kind of cleared through to pitch your tents and stuff. Maybe like the space where you've sort of walked through. It's a little, puddly from the rain and that kind of stuff. And it's not been sunny, but it has been clear. So, that kind of stuff. But yeah, this camp is still there. We set up, we set fire to stuff. We cook, we make stew. We've got a lot of berries and leaves and, things to eat for Dax. And we
all
make
our forage. Yeah.
all our forage, and we could have pretty much a good little feast with everything we've got together
Think
today.
so, yeah.
It's nice.
Yeah.
It's nice. Do we set up a watch?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's always safe.
Yeah, we can. we can
Same
actually
again.
take
Again, keep an
turns,
eye out for those lights.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, this time I'll take first.
Okay.
And I'll actually actively have a look around. It is a. Yes, that's a 7, not a 1. It's only a 9 though.
9. Okay. So we sit, we watch. Sun is getting close to the horizon. Weather continues. You look out and there's not a cloud for miles. Like it's probably just over the mountains and that kind of stuff.
So the weather is going to be all right.
Yeah. And Swan Pass, you can see just like the sort of shape of it down the river. Nothing comes out of the woods. Fairly good spot you picked camp last time. You can hear critters and stuff on the river, but nothing evil or hostile. On it.
Oh, well and good.
Good.
Well, I'm gonna go get some rest. So, Serena, you're up next. Keep it easy.
All quiet. Cool. She will again actively have a look around, be wandering campfire, etc.
Yeah.
She will try. She will try. I mean, I don't know why I'm looking at my sheet. I know it's a +0. 7.
7. Okay, so
Got for all 7.
you make an active attempt, like you've done, and you're sort of on the way here, and you were like moving across to come to the West Marches, and you keep looking back over the mountain, like this light must turn up. And it doesn't, unfortunately, it doesn't for the whole of your watch. But fortunately, neither does anything else. Nothing sort of.
Looks like
creeps
she's
up
very
on you.
distracted by this potential of a light, you know.
There was a light there, and it wasn't a natural color. It was a weird light in the snow and the darkness. And it doesn't come back. There's no lighthouse tonight. So perhaps Dax's theory is true. Like, it's a clear night. Maybe there's a little bit of aurora borealis over the mountains, kind of thing. It looks pretty, stars and that kind of stuff. But nothing eats your faces, and nothing lights up the wilderness.
Mhm.
She will wake up Dax and just be like, there's no light, but we should be all right, I think.
Okay, Serena, I'll keep an eye out for it.
Okay.
I'm gonna
Happy
pick a new
sleeping.
dice. Get no stuff. Rolling low.
Nothing's happening.
Nothing's
Do I,
happening.
can I keep an eye out though? Can I do a perception? Or
Of course you can. Yeah, you should.
Ooh, 19.
19. Nothing does happen because I rolled horribly low for random encounters all the way through this session. And you are like, you're fairly sure with like your dark vision, the ambient light of the moon and the stars and that kind of stuff. Like, there is like no weird light in the darkness. The weather continues fine. So maybe you are thinking like your theory of weather and thing is true. More data points on your theory. But yeah, nothing attacks you, and nothing shows up as weird.
Okay. Right, I'll wake. It's Kalan's turn now, isn't it?
Kalan,
is.
unless you want to
Wait,
wake one of the other folks who's already done one and interrupt their long rest.
I know, yeah. Kalan, you're on watch.
All right, here we go
Okay.
then.
I was
Watch.
looking out for that light. Serena hasn't seen it. I haven't seen it.
Okay, I mean, it's almost daylight now, so I'm guessing it's not going to show up.
Mm,
Like I said, you know, maybe it's not too far away once we get some maybe bit more rations and stuff, but here we go for a perception. Well, I get 10.
Okay. Yeah, you watch the sunrise. You watch around where you've made this nice little camp. You can see creatures and stuff begin morning. Birds sort of flock and fly. There's no witch that comes out of the mountains. There's no light, and the owl bears haven't followed you.
Ah, cool.
And you can see like definitely sort of lights are extinguished in Swampass, like, you know, torches and stuff that would be out on the edge. You can probably see, you know, boats or something leaving down that way.
Yeah,
it's still clear and bright.
cool.
Yeah, you finish
All
your
right.
watch.
Yeah. I guess let's go home, collect our 30 pieces of silver, and
Hi.
15.
Oh.
I thought it was 30.
yeah. And our
No.
XP.
15.
Okay. I genuinely thought it was 30. Never mind.
What's a bit of silver between friends?
It should be fine.
It's more that we'll pretty much have to leave straight away or be destitute.
No, you can
Live in the temple with me.
Yeah, you can live in the temple and do some religious service. That'll get you some free stuff.
I'm the local entertainer at the tavern, so I get a good
Oh,
room.
yeah, I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of Lady Cora, so.
Okay. Do we want to do foraging on the way home, or are we happy just to make our way? You're going to try and get some.
Yeah.
We have got a lot, haven't we?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. So we set off. Dax warms the stew with prestidigitation, so we don't have to eat cold stuff. I
Ding.
guess. Ping. Eat it quickly; it'll go cold fast.
Have to
And
cast
we-
it again for free.
Yeah. And halfway through day 6, we return to Swamp Pass. Mule, empty mule, a few weird feathers, some interesting notes, interesting tales, but no death.
Yay, a new friend.
You almost sound disappointed.
Do you know, I was there were lots of random encountered rolls, and only one of them rolled above 10 to trigger an encounter,
Oh, no.
which was the Sturges.
Did I come in and set
Wow.
your dice, Millie?
Yeah, they've things. And then even rolling for the owl bears to wake up, all of them were ridiculously low as well. Like
I would have died, I think.
I've rolled above a 10 once. Oh no, like the heavy snow was you need a high roll for that as well. But everything, like 2 high rolls, and that's it. But yeah, we return, we find Schweg. She asks you some questions like, who did you talk to? Describe them to me. Like she's clearly sort of
Checking up.
checking that you haven't just taken the mule out, chucked the stuff in the river, and come back a few days later. Like she asks you, like.
Well, I feel like as well when she kind of produces like her little notebook of like notes of like little maps and things as well, and it probably is like, we've been to see them and we've handed the post out, and we saw the people.
So she does pay 15 silver to you all for taking the post out that way, and thanks you. Says next time it comes in, definitely happy for you folks to take it out, or if you make some new friends, you can at least know the route now, so you can take them with you. But it probably won't come in for another month or so. They just wait for it to sort of pile up at the depot further inland. Offers you. Go on.
Is that 15 silver between us?
Yes.
So can I try and bargain her up to 16, so it's 4 each?
Okay, yeah, make a persuasion check.
Cool. I'll do this on D&D Beyond, I think.
Okay.
Can I help with I'm not proficient, but because I've got some maps and stuff as well, can I kind of help?
Like look,
well, I can give you some of this information here, or
okay, sure. Yeah, you can have advantage.
Cool. How do you can put that on, can't you? Is it control?
I think
or
it's
something?
shift click.
Is it shift? Because I know one is okay. And then persuasion. You click on that. So I got it didn't roll it twice, but I got a 23 and a 17. So I'll take the 23.
Okay.
Yeah.
So she listens to you all talk about like this kind of stuff and like the extra kind of thing, and she's got this logbook of everything she's spending, right? Like she works for the Bronzewell Consortium, so she writes in on a separate line underneath area surveying 4 silver pieces, and she gives you the extra coin under that.
Oh yeah, I wanted 1 silver piece. That was it.
Is it what, like she gave you 15? Oh, you just wanted 1.
Yeah, so it would be 4
for
each.
4 each.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, I misunderstood.
That's okay.
So
I mean, I won't turn 4 down, but
so what did you? So no, she'll give you like 5 silver pieces, so it would work. Like you want it to be
yeah,
equal.
I just wanted it to be divisible by 4. Was all.
Yeah, so she gives you
5 each.
she writes 5 silver pieces. Area surveying.
Sweet.
Nice.
So we get 5 silver pieces each.
Yeah.
Oh, lovely.
Some money.
And then she gets some shots. She's like, cheers.
Yeah, I don't drink.
Cheers.
They're
Shot of water.
horrible
I'll
grog
have
shots.
I'll have Dax's then.
I was going to say, oh, yeah.
This tavern is horrible.
I carry Dax's pack throughout this entire thing, so I think I'm well worth his drink.
No, yeah, he is. Thank you so much, Brynna, for carrying my things.
So you have, before the end of the week, you have a day's worth of time in town before you can potentially go out on another adventure. It's entirely up to you whether you just go back and spend some of your gold to relax. None of you have got like illnesses or injuries, so we don't need to recuperate from anything. None of us are exhausted. We had quite a successful journey. We could revel, we could learn. I can't remember what else we've got in the book, but yeah, you're welcome to do that
stuff, yeah.
all together. And we want some XPs. Let me look up and do a quick bit of maths for the things that we did.
Religious service, that's the other thing you can do.
Yeah, it basically gives you free bed and board.
Yeah.
Or bulks
Free
up,
lodging.
bulks up your bed and board.
Because I feel like Serena is doing some religious service, sort of talking about Korra, etc., like just tidying up the temple, but also like sort of noticing that they're kind of like they're teaching sort of healing magics and identifying magics and that kind of thing to different people, because they give that kind of service out to people.
Yeah,
And she's interested in, like, she's more interested in magic now than she was, because she's seen the other three using so much magic.
Cool.
So she's less kind of martial training and more kind of interested in the magic.
I'd also hang out at the temple as well. I can actually provide healing services as well, so I could
There
earn
you
my
go.
keep with that. Or I'll just clean stuff, not bothered.
Yeah.
I can fix stuff as well, obviously.
Yeah, that's true.
Where is my...
Because like modest living is a gold a day.
You had it in your West Marches little player book.
Where is it? It's
Oh, I'm looking for like the XP chart I've got, and I just can't seem to find it in the
okay.
15 PDFs I've got open, because obviously I can't just open one.
yeah, modesty is a gold piece. Yeah, there we are.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
modest, like you guys would be, the life you've just spent on a road is not modest. Like it's
No.
below
It's like
modest.
poor.
Yeah, that's
Poor or poor? I think I'm
That's-
poor. Poor?
that's not a great
Poor is
lifestyle.
2 silver pieces a day, isn't it? Which
So
is much
modest.
more manageable.
Modest is like a soft bed and a fire all day, and all of your meals are warm, and there might be some ale involved. Poor is cold and one warm meal, that kind of stuff. Like, so don't sort of like a gold a day is a good life. Most folks would like to have a gold a day.
I was gonna say, because I had the entertaining background. I think you mentioned about features not being used.
Yeah, so in like a West Marches, like some some backgrounds would be like amazing, and then somebody else is like, there's no libraries for 500 miles.
Yeah.
So in general, they just don't have like that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
What we could kind of do is something similar to religious service. Look up something or hook up something like
Bryn probably do like fortune telling or like card reading and stuff for like probably accumulate about 2 silver a day for poor lifestyle.
And
like
be
you said, like barding in the tavern.
I can also play instruments, etc.
and entertaining. So we can hook up that style of downtime to cover that kind of stuff. I can't find where I've put it. Have I even got the right thing over?
Yeah, I'm doing my current campaign with XP rather than milestone, and it's like, oh god, trying to work out stuff that's both challenging but not murderous, but also enough to give them some XP is like is a fun one.
All right. Based on like, I can't find the PDF or the bit, whichever Google Doc I've got it written in. So based on like we've done some exploration, we had a little bit of a fight, we did some sort of social interaction and that kind of stuff. So we'll just go ahead and call it 300 XP because we were out for a good week, and advance to level 2.
Ooh, very nice.
Victory.
No.
Victory, I got some spells.
Do I want to start